Hello, everyone. Welcome back early morning. I am probably killing my body for this. Probably rocking on about 6 hours of sleep, and I know we're going to be streaming for at least probably 6 to 7 hours, but that's all right. How's everyone doing this morning? Jagger Furk is still on the board. I know. I'm absolutely livid about that one. Like, the way people were chatting him up, I did not think he'd fall this far. Like, when people talk about size, like when it's like, oh, when you say someone's too small, that's when I start saying like, okay, you're 5'8", you're 5'7". He's 5'10", 150, but you're telling me, you know what? It's easier to grow in weight than it is to grow in size, or ugh. It's easier to grow in weight than it is to grow in height. And like, he's got the height there. The guy's easily going to be like 170. I'm going to turn my mic down a little bit there. Found some peaking. But welcome everyone, 61 beautiful people here right now. This is awesome. Just curious, can you guys hear the little music in the back? Wait, does the draft start now? Oh yeah, it does, Mr. Shark. How much sleep did you get, man? Hold on, I am curious. I am curious here. Should the Habs take Lane Hutson? They can. The guy I honestly see them taking, like, they've just because they've gone with it. Take Sikara. Okay, perfect, actually. Okay. I was just making sure the instrumentals weren't super loud or anything like that. The D'Angelo trade. There was a D'Angelo trade. Hold on. I think we'll see that soon here at least. I'm at least able, I mean, because Ray's not here today, I'm actually able to have the desktop audio on so I can actually hear what's going on through my computer and I don't have to listen through my phone. I slept like 3 hours. Okay, that's a healthy sleep. At least it doesn't feel like you'll still have a little bit of energy from before you went to sleep. Hi from Belarus. Yeah. Welcome. Hi from Slovakia. You're gonna see a little bit more Slovaks taken. A little bit I can hear, but nothing much. By the way, I was sleeping 4 hours. No, I barely got any sleep either, so don't worry, don't feel too bad. Oh, Yuri Slavkovsky. They're just showing all the stuff right now. If anyone wasn't here yesterday, I was absolutely livid when the Habs took, like, livid in a good way, not livid in a bad way, livid in a good way. I was losing my mind. Popped the champagne, or at least the really crappy, shitty sparkling wine that doesn't taste like anything, but it was still fun. Second, third, and fourth for D'Angelo. To who? Sorry. Habs should take Sikara? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Hold on. Where'd D'Angelo go? Hold on. D'Angelo. The Flyers. The Flyers. Okay. Hold on, because I want to see this. I want to go to our transfer page. Here we go. Oh. And Vitek Vanacek has gone to New Jersey, it looks like. That must be Ville Husso. I saw this one earlier, if you didn't see that. Vitek Vanacek going to the Devils, though. That's a weird goaltender situation over there. The whole of Europe didn't sleep less. No. Especially Eastern Europe. None of you guys slept. Best available right now. Okay, so best available according to NHL Network. So take that for what it is. They had Ryan Chesley as their top guy. I don't think so. I obviously have Jagger Furcus there. I have Lane Hutson there. There's a few other guys. Sikara is still there. I gotta have a whole thing too. Like, I actually wish I set this up a little bit better and actually like had some like names on paper and stuff like that. But that's okay. Brad Lambert 30th, though. How do you guys think about that? Yeah, D'Angelo to Philly. Yeah, I just read that there. That's crazy. Has round 2 started yet? It's about to start. It's probably going to happen really soon here. At least with these ones, like, they get a little bit of an intro, like, with round 2 and 7. But, like, once you get through the second round, that's when stuff really just starts, like, flying through. And you'll get, like, a pick every, like, 2 minutes or so. Because they stop going up to the stage and like announcing stuff. They just do it all from their desk. That Husso extension is an overpayment. How much did he get extended to? Okay, it doesn't say anything yet. Do you know what he got? What did he get extended to? Is it something ridiculous like 6 years, 6 years, or is it just like, is it just too much money? I'm gonna have NHL discussion on Instagram just open for this stuff because that's how I'm able to get the fast stuff. NHL discussion. Yeah, D'Angelo for a second, third, and fourth, and then Vitek Vanacek to New Jersey. And the 46th pick for the 37th and 70th. Okay. Ville Husso 3 times 4.75. I don't think that's too bad. That could be worse. Yeah, that's it. It's a little bit of an overpayment. I wouldn't say it's anything insane. I just think because Husso's good in St. Louis, man. But knowing Detroit goalies and what happened to Nedeljkovic, I mean, I don't know. Will this show the draft live, or are you just posting results and talking about the results? Just going to be talking about the results. If I post anything from SportsCenter or NHL Network, I will get struck down for copyright, and I do not feel like getting struck down for copyright. The channel's like, I mean, I've had the channel for a few years now, but, you know, I feel it's just getting started with how well everything's going so far. So, yeah. And here I go. Just getting texts and stuff. Are you streaming the draft today? Of course I am, man. Why would I not be? Also, I've added this now. Look at that. Ooh. I'm getting better at Streamlabs. Watch out. Just sitting there waiting for the Bruins to make their great move. Oh, yeah. The one I'm curious of, because the Maple Leafs have been boasting about their, like, trading down to, it's like to get a guy that they think's top 15. Yep, no worries, Anthony. Like, I think, like, I've heard, like, and now it's just basically with the Leafs, it's like, now everyone who has that one guy that's, like, really high. So, like, I saw, like, Blazers play-by-play guy John Keane. Oh, Fraser Minten. It's like, okay, I really love Fraser Minten. I don't think Fraser Minten's a top 15 guy, though. Ray, last night, he was like, I think it's Gleb Tricky. I can never say. I'm just going to call him just Gleb. It's too early. Gleb Trikazov. Another Russian guy. But he's got inconsistencies, but he's an offensive powerhouse. Mate, we did a Slovakia straight first and second place draft easy. I know. It was awesome. Big Habs fan. I mostly want to know pick 33. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm just hoping it's Sikora. I'm really hoping it's Sikora. If there's anyone that deserves it, it's Sikora. Because, like, it's funny. Like, here's the thing. I'm never going to go, I called it or anything like that. But I had a gut feeling after it was Slavkovsky. And I was like, once they were getting to, like, the Montreal second pick there, I'm like, Philip Méjar is there. They've been playing together their entire lives. Just do it. And I was so happy that they did that. So keep the train going. Get Sikora. Sikora played on Nitra. Too bad Slavkovsky didn't play on Nitra. It was actually Nemitz that played for Nitra. Méjar played for Poprad. What is your opinion on Lambert dropping all the way down to 30? So you're going to have people that are like, he should be lower. I'm partially in the clan where I think he should have gone a little bit higher. I was streaming with Raybro last night, and at the end, like, and after the stream, we had a good talk for about a couple more hours there, but one of our big talking points was Brad Lambert and how he should not have stooped down all the way down there. We were talking a lot about just how the team he was on, so Lottie, first of all, jumping teams is never that good. Like, it doesn't look good regardless. There are rumors going around, but I'm not going to say stuff on here as to why, but if you watch games of Lottie, it's not a game built to be played fast over there in the Liga. Like, I'm sorry. The style of hockey played in the Liga is a lot different to how it's played in North America. And Lambert's game is a game that would strive in North America, that would strive in Junior because it's so fast and because people are going to be looking for him. You watch the Lottie Pelicans and they don't utilize him at all. So when you don't see him getting points, it's also because he's barely getting the puck because no one's trying to find him. In transition, they're always going to go for these short passes rather than find him making strides in open ice on the other side. Like, you still find him from time to time, but it's difficult. It's so many times where there's just so much frustration. I was showing him this one clip I have on my computer last night, Ray, and It's this one where they're on the power play, and Lambert, because he's the offensive dynamo, he can be a quarterback. They have him sitting up, on the circle for the one timer, and this old guy, which I found out later, it's this 36-year-old who's been in the league his whole life, has the puck down low, about like at the half circle. There's a guy in the slot. There's a guy down by the net in the bumper position. You got the other defenseman. You got Lambert. Lambert's got a whole lane, and he's looking for like 10 seconds doing little dimsy, flimsy stick handles, and Lambert's wide open. And then after 10 seconds, he just slides it right into the middle to this guy. He's got 4 sticks on him, thinking it's like a trick play. And I'm like, here's like a prime example of why Lambert is just, you're not seeing anything, because he's not involved anywhere. They don't like to show him any. They don't like to give him anything. It's annoying. It's frustrating watching him. So like people who obviously look at stats when it comes to Brad Lambert, yeah, it looks like shit, but calm down. I think he's gonna be a good player. There are attitude stuff. There is that. Excuse me. There is attitude stuff, but like you got to look at it from like the grand perspective. It's he's gonna be a good player. I don't think he's like as much of a lock as some of these guys are. Just because of like all the stuff that's gone on with him, and it's really hard on your development and really hard on your confidence. But the guy seems, confident. There are rumors, because he was traded to the Seattle Thunderbirds, that he will make the transition to North American hockey in the WHL. Seattle is going to be an absolute wagon next year. That's a team that can easily contend for the cup. Sorry for the sirens out there. Also, I'm just going to... Odelia's pleased to Detroit. I think quiet day for the Canucks. I think Miller won't be traded till after draft, probably because he wants to trade. Yeah, I think so too, Rylan. I was like, people, and I love that Twitter was like, "Oh my God, it's happening! It's happening! It's happening!" Nothing happened. Oh, they have to take Sikra. Slavkovsky is an animal. He played a 15 for U20 and already. I don't think he played U20 when he may have played U20 in Slovakia. I don't think he ever played U20 in like Finland or anything though. When he was 15, so that would have been 2019. He played U18. Yeah, he played U20 a little bit. That was when he was 16, 15, 16. But this was his big year right here. Also, where does Rodwin go? Rodwin's going to be a bit more of a stretch, but I'm not, this isn't just me saying this because I really like Rodwin. He has been like on a lot of articles as a guy who could easily be a wild card pick simply because of his size and offensive upside. So Rodwin could be a guy we see go like 6th, 7th round, especially with the new ownership and everything that's happening in Niagara right now. They're installing a new culture in there, and I think that's going to help out. Wayne Gretzky is a part-time owner with Niagara. Kicking off day 2. Here we go. Also, how did the donations go for day 1? They went good, Rylan. So I think at the end we had a couple of your donations. We had a couple more in there. I had one before the draft even started, so we're looking up at around almost $100 when it comes to my matches. So yeah, anyways, guys, if you go down to the super chat there, donate. Everything's going to go to Kidsport. It's going to help kids that are more so underprivileged get the chance to play organized sports and get sporting equipment. If there's one thing I've always believed is sports aren't just good for you physically, they're good for like your mentally and just growing up and making friends. Almost every single friend I've ever made has either been through talking about sports or playing sports. It's an absolute blast, and I it's something I think every single kid should have access to. So yeah, put the donations down into the super chat there. I will match every single one of them until we hit $500. So sorry for the little bit of a typo there in the little sticker there under my webcam here, but yeah. It's gonna be fun, guys. So like I'll match it. So it's like if we get up to 500, I will match 500 and it'll be $1,000, and then everything after that will also be surplus. So all the revenue from the stream as well. Oh my God, Montreal, you did not. I'm sorry. Okay, it happened. They took Owen Beck. That's not bad. That's not a bad pick. Like I'm not gonna rip on Owen Beck being selected there, but I really wanted them to keep the Slovak train going. As you heard there, CHL Scholastic Player of the Year. He's a good player. Mississauga had a really good team this year, and he was a part of that. Luca Delbel Baloo's on there. There's that other guy. I always forget his name. It was the third guy on that line. I'll find it, though. What was his name? Not Luke Misa. That's the older brother of Michael Misa, exceptional status player, 2007 born. What was his name? Maybe he wasn't on that team. I can't. It wasn't Kai Schwint. It wasn't James Hardy. It could be James Hardy. This Dodig guy. Okay, and there we go. Cameron Lund goes to San Jose. See, this is what I mean, guys. So it keeps going. It's gonna be rapid fire from now on. Wait, sorry. How much did you get? Why? Like so far, I've had a 50, a 20, a 10, and a 2. So that comes up to 50, 20, 80, 82. So now we're at, sorry, math is never my strong suit. 164. I can hear my girlfriend saying that in the back there. And the stream has gone silent. What the hell? And my whole desktop went scary there for a sec. Turn down my... Oh! There we go! Okay, this is what I mean rapid fire. There we go. Who was that? Seattle. That's a great pick. Seattle, that's a great pick. Seattle taking Jagger Firkus 35th overall has happened. That is going to be the steal of the draft. If Shane Wright at 4th wasn't the steal, and now you got Jagger Firkus, you have gotten... Oh, that top 6 is going to be lethal in a few years. Wright, Beniers, Firkus. Yeah, my draft is screwed up there. I don't know if that was my... Like, everyone's there. Take it, I'm streaming online. I may be a little bit behind you guys, but Jagger Firkus 35, Seattle Kraken, great pick. Seattle's just going to be taking all these guys. You knew Seattle was going to take Jagger? You knew it, Gio. You knew it. I was really scared, though, like, when I refreshed my browser, my whole screen, like, refreshed. Like, everything. What the F? What the F? That's a W? That's a huge W. Look at the ginger man. The gingerbread man. Ryan Chesley, is that, yep, and that was, oh, wait, what? Whoa, we're going rapid fire here. So Artyom Duda went to Arizona, but now they're talking about Chesley going to Washington? Whoa. I'm a little messed up here. They were talking about Jagger Firkus so much. I'm a little bit behind. I don't know what's happening anymore. What the hell? Okay, so I think Chesley... Okay, Sportsnet, what the hell's going on? Where am I? I'm refreshing like mad here to make sure if this is just a mess up. I can see why Chesley is going to the US, but I just don't see Artyom Duda as a guy who gets picked that high. Oh! Fraser Minten? Oh, is Fraser Minten going to the Leafs? Is Fraser Minten going? Everything's happening so fast, and like they're not updating anything. Fraser Minten, let's go. Fraser Minten to the Leafs. No. That's a great pick. That's a great pick, Fraser Minten. Oh, I'm just gonna tell you this, guys. I've been watching Fraser Minten play since he was 16 over at the Kamloops Blazers. There, absolutely, you're getting like the Leafs. All you Leafs fans out there, you guys are gonna love this. You're gonna love this guy. This is probably one of those guys who easily could have been a late first-round pick, in my opinion, as well. He's not the best at, like, he's not like an absolute crazy guy at anything, really. But if you're wanting a guy who's a reliable two-way forward, he knows how to get he's such a smart player. Gets his stick in anywhere. He's a penalty killer. He's got a quick snapshot on the power play, good one-timer, good at getting into those open spaces. I love Fraser Minten. Also, he's a sound stick handler. Can't really get extremely creative, but I think he's a guy next year who's going to be putting up to 90 to 100 points with the Kamloops Blazers. Minty. Yep, we got Gio and Rylan there, two Kamloops boys right here. You know you love to see it. You know you love to see it. I just wish it wasn't Toronto. I wish it wasn't Toronto. Paul Ludwinski to Chicago. Their good draft continues. I think there were better guys available, but that's still not a bad pick. Chicago had one of the best first rounds, so I can't really blame them. Like Sam Rinsell, that's a high-end pick. Korchinski was a really good one with the 7th pick, though, and then they got Frank Nazer at 13th. That was another really good one. This better be good, man. Red Wings up next. Damn, I'm just happy for Minten. I just wish it wasn't Toronto. Oh, I wish it wasn't Toronto. Dylan James? Dylan James to the Detroit Red. Hold on. I'm not a big USHL guy. Alan Nelson, welcome. Thank you for the sub, man. Thank you for the sub. 188 people in the chat. Welcome, everyone. How's everyone doing? Sioux City Musketeers. I forget, is this guy an overager? Okay, he's a late 03. Calgary. That's a bit of a weird one to me. That's an odd one. Once again, I don't know if he's the best guy there. Oh! First goalie. Oh! No! It wasn't Brennan! It was Leinonen! No! That's okay. If Leinonen went soon, who is Dylan James? What the F? Who is he? He's I haven't watched him, man. I honestly can't really tell you. I feel bad. I'm going to see where we had him. We had him at 97, 61, 63, 51 Craig Button, 54 Smart Scouting, 46 Puck Authority. I don't know. Topias Leinonen, though, to Buffalo. Once again, they're taking a stab on another Finnish goalie. I wonder if it's going to work for him. Is that Isaiah George? Or Noah Warren? Okay, we got Noah Warren up next. Let's go. No way. Noah Warren to Anaheim. Oh, Gio's going to be happy there. Gio's going to be ecstatic. Gio, you're getting a massive guy who can skate. He's an absolute freak of an athlete. Obviously, stats don't look too good there. I think decision-making was a thing that people had that was with him. But he's 6'5", was one of the best skaters at the CHL Combine. Defenseman. Really raw, but so much potential to be something really special. That's a really good pick, yeah. This guy looks like a beast. Oh, he is a beast. Look at him. He's massive. He's towering over everyone there. Let's show it up here. Let's bring it up here. Noah Warren. 6'5", 225. Skates like the wind. A guy where it's like right now, like I said, really raw. Also playing in the queue, so you don't really know as much. He's on a really good Gatineau team as well, though. Next year, you're going to have a really good season. Oh, is that who I think it is? Lutz is up next. I think I heard Julian Lutz. We got our first German off the board. Julian Lutz to the Arizona Coyotes. My friend Chad, Arizona Coyotes fan. Interesting. Buffalo goes... Yeah, that's a weird one. This guy looks like... Yeah, okay. Julian Lutz. Oh! Who's that? Luca Del Bel-Belluz to Columbus? Okay. Going with the OHL guys still. That kind of reminds me of like almost like another like Jean-Luc Foudy or something like that. But okay, there are some people who are really high on Luca Del Bel-Belluz. I've heard so much conflicting stuff about him because obviously this is a guy who was ranked like 8th in North American Central Scouting. Minten, Toronto, let's go. I know you guys are getting a great pick there. That's awesome. But Luca Del Bel-Belluz, 44th to Columbus. Like I said, a lot of conflicting stuff. I've had some people really high on him. There was a guy in my class, Kyle Dalazana, go sauce him a follow on Twitter. He was really high on him. He really liked him. And then you have some people that are just like, nah, this guy's nothing. It's not worth it. I'm like, I don't know what to say. Matthias Havelid up next to shit. That's another one. Keep the Swedish connections going in San Jose there. That's a good pick for them. So they've drafted Bystedt so far, and they've drafted Matthias Havelid, another guy who can be an absolute gem of a pick, one of the best shooting defensemen in this draft. You don't see many guys, like the way, I don't care if they're U18 tournaments, the way Havelid is able to just pick apart those U18 tournaments with everything. He's such a dynamic offensive defenseman who's got a wicked shot. I think that his defensive game doesn't look that bad. I think his decision-making is a little bit bad in transition, but in the offensive end, he's an absolute beast. Yeah, Lutz went to Arizona. Stuff is going by really fast here, guys. Like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And they're not saying they're saying shoot to create, not shoot to score. Are you kidding me? This guy shoots to score. Havelid shoots, and he's expecting to hit net. Seamus Casey, who's that go to? Oh, I heard Seamus Casey. Excited to see what Mini does. They be crushing this draft. Oh yeah. Minty is a stud. Yeah, everyone here is going to love Minten. Seamus Casey and Simon Nemitz are your two right-handed... Oh, New Jersey is just set for the future, man. This team is going to be like lights out. That right-handed... Oh, my God. This is a steal. One of my guys I had as an early top 10 coming into this season was Seamus Casey. Seamus Casey, he's not as dynamic as Hutson. I think Hutson will go pretty soon now. But Seamus Casey is a freak of nature. He reminds me a lot of Quinn Hughes. Same number and everything like that. Also from the state of Florida. Took the exact same route, both going to University of Michigan. I don't think he's as smooth as a skater as Quinn Hughes. Obviously, he's on another level. But Seamus Casey is a great defenseman. Who do we got here now? Sadly, I don't know them all by their faces, and Sportsnet's not doing the best job. We got a Barry Colt here. What? Hunter Height, Minnesota. Okay. New Jersey and Minnesota is scaring me. Yeah, and after this one, that's another one that can be really scary. Height's another guy who's got a lot of upside. I think it's... I never watched... I remember early on in the year, because in the... If it was the summer showcase he was in or something like that. It's not the summer showcase. It's that other tournament they do where he lit it up. He had like 7 goals or something, or 7 points. That's not a bad one. Vegas Golden Knights take Matthias Sapovalov. That's not a bad one either. 218 people in the stream. How's it going, everyone? Matthias Sapovalov. However you want to say it. Jared Brown of Draft Pro with us last time was calling him Dennis Shapovalov, or not Dennis Shapovalov, but just Shapovalov. That's our tennis player who's an absolute powder keg, but don't get it twisted. Shapovalov, 6'4", big-bodied guy. He's going to Vegas. That's their first pick of the draft, I believe. Face-off guy, just a great playmaker. He's got a heavy shot, but he's not going to utilize it as much, but he's a great special teams guy. Great special teams guy. And I don't think he's that terrible of a skater. And you got to remember, he played on Saginaw last year. That team is absolute ass. And it's funny, they're two... Oh, never mind. That wasn't Vegas. That was Anaheim? No. That was Vegas, not Anaheim. That's a glitch on... That's a glitch on Elite Prospects thing. Don't worry about that. Sapovalov, great. Ooh, Havilid, that's a good one. Yeah, secondary scoring, welcome. New Jersey, Minnesota scaring me. If Johnny doesn't re-sign the Flames, they should sign Forsberg and add their Infinity Swedish Gauntlet. Oh, yeah. So the Kraken are back on the board again here. Oh! I know better. Thank you for the sub, man. Okay, so I missed one there. Seattle taking Yanni Niemann. That's a good one. I know Mikko Sato is going to like that one with Draft Pro. Big fan of Yanni Niemann. And then Dallas, once again, taking a stab. Christian Kyrou, 60 points. Pure offensive defenseman, goal-scoring defenseman. I don't know how far this guy can actually go with, it's an interesting one. His sister's on there. His sister pops up on TikTok a lot, and she's really annoying. I'm just gonna put that out right now. I don't know if you guys have seen that. No Tristan Leno yet. He was a guy who's been dropping a lot over the season. I think it's gonna be like a Lucas Cormier thing where he might go into the 3rd round even. Christian Kyrou, interesting. Best fit for Lane Hutson, small but high IQ. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm amazed he hasn't gone yet. Jack Hughes is off to the LA Kings. Damn it, I wanted New Jersey to take him. It's like teams forget he existed or something. No, they're just all scared. They're all scared. Has Jack Hughes not been called yet? He just got called to LA. That's the good Jack Hughes. That's the good Jack Hughes, guys. Everyone was saying it's like, oh, it's the first draft without any Hughes brothers. What are you talking about? The secret 4th Hughes is here. And Sportsnet has finally put that thing up where it's, finally. They finally got the graphic up that's actually telling me what's going on. So now Detroit's on the clock. I know who's actually going to be picking next from now on. Thank God. Jack Hughes played in Northeastern this year as a late 03. Did a really good job. Had a really good end to the year, too. Dmitry Buchelnikov. He's an overager. He's a +1, September 6, 2003. FC Hockey had him 113. We had him at 87. But that production, 40-goal season in the MHL, 75 points, 14 points in 9 games in their playoffs with 9 goals, 5'10", smaller compact score. I don't know enough about him to make a huge push for him. I'm not going to lie or anything. But look at that upside. Look at how much he did better last year. That's awesome. That's a good pick. That's not bad. The secret fourth Hughes. Yeah, the one that, the brother they don't like to ever talk about. You love that pick? Okay. Leno's going to be a steal. Yeah. Like, look at when they're even showing like clips of Vachelnikov, they're showing clips from last year's U18s. They can't find anything of his. Anaheim's back on the clock. I wonder who they're going to take. Oh, speaking of the devil, there's Tristan Leno. Wow, Anaheim's gotten 2 great defensemen in this draft. Trikazov is still available, yes. The Ducks, though, just took another really good one there. Tristan Leno. Man, Gio, you're going to be loving the Ducks in a few years. Noah Warren, Tristan Leno. Oh my god, filling up on the Q defenseman, though. As you can hear there, that was the thing I think scaring people, is that he had a lot of knee problems throughout the season. I think he had a surgery last year and he didn't play, or he barely played. It was something like that. No, it wasn't last year. I forget which season. I think it was last season he had that knee stuff and he didn't start right away. Oh, trade. Oh, this already happened. They're talking about the D'Angelo trade right now. Okay. D'Angelo off to Philly. Buddy's just reaping the East Coast. New York, Carolina, Philly. Wow, Les Ducks de Quebec. Yep, I probably butchered that. That probably didn't sound that good. No, yeah. If Gio's still in here, man, you guys got that's gonna be a good team in a few years, man. And the Bruins with their first pick, I think, of the draft here. What's the big move gonna be? Are you guys gonna draft another Zach Ascension or Zaboral? The famous 3 picks in a row that all ended up being ass. Except for DeBrusque, but DeBrusque is DeBrusque, whatever. Oh, and we already know, I guess my stream is a little bit behind. Matthew Poitras of the OHL in the Gulf Storm. Poitras. That's not bad. You sounded all right. Oh, with the French, I don't know. I dropped out of French in grade 12. I didn't do it then. I was done with it. As my girlfriend looks at me as she was in French immersion her whole life. Yeah, it's not a bad player, Poitras. Not a bad player. I think that's a safe pick, but the ceiling isn't really high. But like good floor, a guy you can fit into your middle 6. He can be a bottom 6 player too. Projects to be a 3rd-line winger. It's not bad. Probably set for a really good season with Guelph next year. Yeah, where's Sekera? Yeah, this is a mess. I'm amazed Sekera has fallen this low. Winnipeg's up on the clock now, though. They've just gotten steal after steal. They went high on McGroarty, but then they got the steal in Lambert. Elias Salmonson, 55th. Okay. That was another guy. If you remember my video at the beginning of the year, what about the 2022 draft? This was one of the guys for Sweden I had at the top. I had none of those Djurgården guys, but I had Elias Salmonsson. He didn't have... I wouldn't even say he had that bad of a year. He's a pretty solid all-around defenseman. I think he's got consistency issues and stuff like that, but he's got a good point shot, I've found. It's a strong shot, good for tips and all that. He's a solid guy. He's a solid guy. So he's not a guy who's going to be ready for a few years. Give him a couple years of pro over in Sweden. I think you got a decent defenseman on your hands. He's got a good frame, right-handed shot. He's got a pretty late birthday too, August 31st. That's pretty young. Rieger, oh, Minnesota, Rieger Lorenz. I haven't watched a lot of Rieger Lorenz. I don't watch AJHL. I knew a couple of the BCHL guys, so I'm actually not going to be shocked if one of them gets taken pretty soon here. That'd be Tyson Jugnoff. But Rieger Lorenz is a big dude, power forward. It's going to be interesting with him. Obviously played at the U18s as well there. That production can't be can't be ignored, but Okotoks is also just the wagon of the AJHL alongside of Brooks. Already enrolled in 3 summer classes. You guys hear that? Salmonson was a top prospect a few years ago. Yeah, he was. He was hyped a year ago. He never got bigger either. Proud of Slovakia as a non-Slovakian. Same here. 57, Ryan Green. Going with some more USHL guys. Okay. Okay. I mean, I never saw the hype in Ryan Green. I never see the hype in a lot of USHL guys. That's personally me. If it's not from the USNTDP, I do not really care. Like, to put it that way. Because who was the other one that went early? You had Cameron Lund, who went up there. Like, Chesley was there. There was one more, I swear. Or it was Cameron Lund. I forget. Seattle, who are you taking? Seattle's had a good draft so far. Oh, wow. Nicholas Coco, 58th overall. Nicholas Coco, 50. That's a jump. That's a big jump. That is a big jump right there. I'm going to give it that. That's a crazy one right there, guys. Nicholas Coco, 6'3", 185. Super flexible goaltender, though. I'll give him that. For a guy of his size, he's really flexible, and I think that's something that's going to be enticing a lot of people. As you can see, we had him at 170. He was the 9th ranked European goalie, 182 by FC. Smart scouting at 123 there. That's a stretch. Topi Roni next. We got another Finn. This is one that Miko's gonna like over with Draft Pro. He's been on Topi a lot lately. He's been on Topi a lot. Tyler Brennan dropping, yeah. But I'm amazed that we've had 2 goalies taken this high in the second round, and neither of them have been Reed Dick or Tyler Brennan. I wonder when Brennan's gonna get taken. Coco's very good. Yeah, I've heard. Like, I liked him in the U18s at the Halink, or was it the U18s? No. It wasn't the U18s this year. Okay, never. Oh wait, never mind. I'm looking at Topi Roni. Topi Roni, though, big guy. He's, not a real insane skater, but just a solid all-around player who's got an offensive mindset, physical mindset. He's an interesting player. Okay, no, he did play at the U18s once. It was the Halinka, though, where I saw a lot of Coco. I think it's just the build they're looking at. They see the build. Sikora from 62nd to Montreal. I wonder if Sikora doesn't go in the top, in the second round. I'm gonna be very surprised. I'm also waiting for Servac Petrovsky. That's another Slovak that I think has a really high chance of getting selected this year. Riga Lorenz, yeah, AJHL player to Minnesota. That's a guy who's got a good upside. It really depends if he can get up there. The AJHL is a crapshoot. Cale Makar was the only sure thing. Dylan Holloway isn't that bad though either. Ooh, Carolina's thinking here. I love how fast this is going though. This is so much faster than last year. But here you go. Now you're getting some guys who are waiting. Still no Lane Hutson, guys. Still no Lane Hutson. Oh, I already know because I'm a little bit ahead. Gleb is gone. Okay, guys. Once again, kind of like that Bolchnikov guy that Detroit took earlier. 45 points, 35 games, 18 in the playoffs. All-around offensive dynamo. Consistency may be an issue I've heard with him. Also, there's some stuff with attitude and work ethic. And also the whole Russian factor as well is going to be a piece of the pie with this one. It's going to be interesting. But, hey, finally got taken. Could Omko get picked this year? I don't think so. He played on a really bad team in Victoria, and he only figured it out at the very end. And he has his flashes of goodness, but nothing that screams NHL, especially in your draft +1 season. Good pick by Carolina, yeah. Hope the Leafs take Ty Nelson. Yeah, Ty Nelson's also hasn't been taken yet. Former first overall pick. David Goyette to Seattle. Okay. That's not that bad. That's another good pick that, he could... You've got Shane Wright, who's going to be your first line center. You got Beniers, who's going to be your second line center. You got Furcus, who's going to be in the top 6 wing. And you got Goyette, who's a guy you can project to be a good third line center. Okay, you know, I was mixing it up. The guy I was thinking about was Deletch earlier. He plays on Sudbury, not on not on those ones. But here you go. That's like you got Wright, Beniers, Goyette. Just if you're thinking like way down the line, easily. And now Montreal's on the clock. Sikara. You guys got it. You guys got it. Okay, you guys are gonna love that. I'm happy that Montreal did this. I'm happy Montreal took Lane Hutson. That's a great pick. And you can hear the crowd there absolutely just cheer for that one. That's a great pick. That is a great pick. Dude, I'm so sad about the Tony trade. Loved him in Carolina. Yeah. I think it's a cap thing with you guys, though. He's going to want money. What can you tell me about Ryan Green to Chicago? I can't tell you a ton about Ryan Green. I never really paid attention to USHL guys. He's a big frame. He's 6'2". Could be a special teams guy down the line. I don't really have a lot. Nope, it's not Sikara. Lane Hutson, though, is really good. Lane Hutson is honestly probably the most creative defender in the entire draft. One of the best skaters in the entire draft. He's like if you guys remember Dominic Fensori from a few years ago, think of him, but way faster and way more dynamic. That's what Lane Hutson is. So he's got the ability to be a real steal. If he grows a little bit, because he's tiny, of course. 5'8", 159. That's very small for a defenseman. Rangers up next. Who are they going to take? There he goes. There we go. New York. There we go. New York taking Adam Sikara, 63rd overall. Let's go, guys. I don't have this, as you can imagine, the Sikara, or not the Sikara, the Slovakia sweatshirt I was wearing yesterday. That thing is got to get washed. That thing's got to get washed. But Don Waddle, we trust we have to return. Trocheck, Nino, and Tony will not come back. So it opens up. Yeah, lots of cap space. You could probably get someone. But Adam Sikara right here, one of the youngest players in the draft, too, may I remind you, born on September 9th of 2004. Played in the men's league with HK Nitra. Played on the World Championship team with Slovakia. Probably one of the best motors in the entire draft. Easily the best motor in the entire draft. Still a second-round pick, which is awesome. I love it. I fucking love it. I love it. That was probably one of my favorite players throughout the entire draft here. Adam Sikara, New York's, that's a great player. That's like, the thing is, you can't go wrong with him. He could be a fourth liner, he could be a third liner, and if his offensive ability pans out, he may be a second liner, like a middle six guy. But I see him as a bottom six grinder, defensive, like defense first winger who's gonna go chase pucks. He doesn't feel pain. He's one of those guys. He's gonna be one of those guys that win you games. Also, he's super clutch. Philip Nordberg, okay. Sens are getting a really big defenseman here. Really big guy. I think he's 6'4", 6'5". Yeah, 6'4", 207. Pretty big guy. We had him at 103 at Draft Pro. A little bit of offensive upside. I found, like, once it gets really tight, I've seen a few games of his. He's got his moments, but he's not going to be anywhere. He's not going to be anything like that in North America, I don't imagine, unless, like, something changes in his game. He's not a terrible skater. Sometimes he likes to take a puck up in transition, but once again, it's J20. Played a couple games in the Allsvenskan, but you got to wait and see what actually happens. New York Islanders, they take... There's another guy. This is a guy with another... This could be another big steal right here, Cal Odelius. They're saying they're a little less offensive upside. I don't think so. I think he's a great two-way defender who could easily just get you like so many points off of just feeding guys in transition. One of the best stretch passers, I think, in the entire draft, which is something, you know, coming from a lot of Swedes. There's like a lot of Swedes struggle in transition. A lot of the defenders, like Havelid, he wasn't that good as in transition, like when it comes to passing the puck. Odelius was the complete opposite. Great transitional defenseman with his passes. Not terrible in the offensive end, but solid. Nothing really creative, but I really like what he's able to do. Djurgården, yeah. Canes may go for Klinberg and Forsberg, Giroux, or Tarasenko. Yes. Sikara is the next Zygmunt Palffy. Could be. Could be. And now I got an ad on there, so I'm going to turn that off. Tony D, $5 million, 2 years. Is that what he could just sign for in Philly? I'm like a motor mouth right now. Whew. We're finally, or sorry, is that the end? I think that was the end of the second round. I think we're in the third now. Whew. Whew. Tyler Brennan, come on. I know, this is a shock. You know what? Leinenen was the only one I could see being taken above Brennan, and then maybe Reed Dick if someone really wanted to. But I can't believe Nicholas Coco went this early, and that Brennan has not been taken yet. I'm trying to think of teams that need a goalie. Like, that's interesting. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. But Cal O'Delius there. This is a guy, and like I'm just going to show you. Consolidated ranking had him as, consolidated as like everything together based on an average 29th. So he was a first rounder considered by everyone. We had him at 43. I thought that was a little low. Smart Scouting had him at 17. Elite Prospects had him at 15. So take that as it is. Chelsea fan 2, you got a sub coming your way. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As you can see that. I don't watch as much soccer as I'm not even going to call it soccer. I'll call it football. Okay, Gavin Hayes to Chicago. This is all the stuff that's going on during the ad break. Gavin Hayes, Jared's going to like that one. Miko Matika to Arizona. He's going to Denver University next year, so this is a guy who's going to be coming to the States regardless. He's going to be playing a lot of games at ASU, so he's going to get used to the arena. Had a bit of an injury problem this year, but he's a big kid. 6'3", 187, ripped. He's an absolute beast. I think he's a guy, if he never had his injury earlier in the year, probably could have gone a bit higher. These are really impressive stats for the U20 in Finland on Joker right there. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to be able to do in the NCAA next year, but I think with that big frame of his, I think he's going to do just fine. Miko Matika. We got a lot of guys going here. And then Ty Nelson. Seattle's just picking them up, man. Seattle's just picking up these guys. Picking them up like, just like garbage off the side of the road. Bye. Oh, I thought you were okay. Ty Nelson, though. 51.66 games. Really good North Bay team, though. Probably overshadowed a little bit. But as from what everything I've seen with him, just a great offensive defenseman. With the ceiling to be a lot more. Really strong kid, too, apparently. Just sub. Thank you, Hope. Thank you for the sub. Should be around 2 years, 5 million. Waiting for that confirmation, but that was extremely close. Okay. Yeah, it's 2 years, 5 million average. That's pretty good. But as knowing Anthony D'Angelo, it could change like that. He's a very volatile player. Devin Kaplan going up next there. Okay. Kaplan was a guy who was a little... Oh, okay. I see another one there. Let's talk about Kaplan first. So Kaplan was one of those guys. I think he was a big frame. Yeah. One of those guys, once again, it was very... It was lopsided with him. Everyone's actually around 60. We had him a lot lower. But big dude. Yeah, like it's because he was one of those guys who was a bit lower on the U18 team. I can't say a whole lot about him, though. I can't. Alexander Suzdalev, though, I can say a lot about. Washington getting a Swede with Russia. He was born in Russia. So they just keep going with the Russians, keep building that Russian core, get the new generation coming in. I think this is a little bit of a steal, but I think it's also around the right area that he should be taken. Obviously, an offensive guy, 51 points in 45 games with HV 71. I think that's a really, really good pick for them. He's not a extremely good skater from what I've seen, but his stick handling is easily, I'm going to say top 10 in this draft. Up there, it's up there. He can really stick handle with the rest of everyone else. But yeah. Who are we talking here? Okay, I think that's Ty Nelson with the blue hat there. I got to turn the audio off there. I'm getting absolutely, I need to focus. Adam Sikora related to Peter? No, his father is Roman Sikora. Suzdalev is nice, yeah. I'm afraid for him and Torts. Tony and Rod worked out because Rod loved Tony, but I don't know about Torts. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Speaking of interesting, Alexander Perevalov taken 71st to Carolina. There's a guy with some offensive upside as well. Had one of the best starts in the MHL. He was at like 2 points per game at the beginning of the season. He had like 20 points in 10 games, so people were really high on him in the beginning. Then he got some KHL stints and never really was able to, like, he still had a good season, don't get me wrong. Like, as you can see here, he had his games, but like a lot more inconsistent. But like if you look at the beginning of his season there, like bang, like 4 points, 3 points, 2 goals, goal, 4 points, 2 points, goal, 2 goals. got some KHL time there, went back to the MHL, did all right, back to KHL for a bit, and you know how they work. They don't give you anybody. They don't play you at all. Then he came back, and it just, the inconsistency loomed. He obviously had his 4-point game, but look, that's a blowout. Like, they beat that team 7-2. They beat that team 19-5 in goals, 4 in 2 games. So take that as it is. He's a guy that the ceiling's there, but you don't know if the floor. Oscar Peterson taken to Ottawa. Oh God. Oh no. Another power forward. He was on that U18 team. Don't get me wrong. He's able to score goals, but it just screams Swedish Tyler Boucher. I don't know. Suzulev is nice back-to-back. Thank you, sir. Canucks take Lindgren. I hope the Canucks... I've heard about it. I've heard the Canucks taking Lindgren, Rylan. I've heard about it. Keep the bloodline going. Them are the Islanders. And we have another pick right after that. We got... Okay, and then there's another rush in there. Buffalo continues their good draft. Alex and Terry Kasamaki. Another really good guy in the U20 league there. I think that's a steal for third round, honestly. Played a couple games in Liga this year. Will probably play a full year in the Liga next year. That's not a bad pick. But as you can see here, this is another one with tremendous upside if he pans out and decides to come play in North America. Victor Nuchev. Buffalo continuing their fantastic draft. Absolutely stellar draft right now. 67 points in 61 games. Another 40-goal guy in the MHL. He is an 04. He's a late 03, so it was his draft year. But say what you need. Just 40 goals. Holy moly. Whew. So much stuff going on here, guys. So much stuff going on. Whew. Yep. Even them on Sportsnet there, they're going to... I don't care what league you're in. If you score 40 goals, you score 40 goals. It's so dumb how KHL teams handle their prospects playing there. I know. I understand bringing them up. It's but just then don't put them on the bench. It's just look at, you think you're good in the MHL. Well, this is how you got to be good. Oh, Habs. Oh, that's a good pick. That's a good one right there. Montreal's going to love that pick. You got a kid from Ottawa right there, or played in Ottawa, but another Austrian, was born on September 9th, just like Adam Sikora. Feldkirch, Austrian. Vincent Rohrer, the other Austrian that plays for Ottawa. One of the best stick handlers in the draft as well. One of the most agile skaters in the draft as well. Tore up the CHL Combine in the agility competitions. Ottawa wasn't as good this year. But imagine this guy. I imagine this guy next year, if he plays again in the OHL, he's going to have another standout season, probably around 80, 90 points. He's a real dynamic player. And I think if he just, wants to, decides to, I always love players that are pretty. It puts butts in seats if they pan out. But a guy, if he just sticks to his gut and, just starts shooting more, becomes more confident, has the ability to be a really big piece for Montreal down the line. Love the Austrians. Love the Austrians. The game is growing. That's our second Austrian, Marco Kasper and Vincent Rohrer. And also, Marco Kasper got drafted to the Ottawa 67s in the import draft. So if he decides to come over and play in North America, there's a good chance. There's a good chance he could go play with him. That'd be really cool. Yeah, if they did that, I would have gotten much more... Wish they did in the first round this fast. Wish they did the first round this fast. I know. This is beautiful. This is faster than last year. Up next is San Jose. Do they keep the Swedes coming? Do they keep the Swedes coming? I don't know. One guy I'm waiting for is that Kirill Dolshenkov guy, the big 6'6" monster. One sec. Michael Fisher, I heard there. Michael Fisher. Is that another USHL? It's okay. Okay, they're saying this guy seems like a 30-year-old guy. That's never a good thing. Unless you're Yuri Slavkovsky. Better than Brennan. Or better be, Brennan. I know. Now they're drafting guys out of high school above. Taking its USHH prep, though, so. Yeah, it's always tough drafting guys out of high school. I never know. They're all wild cards. I don't care what you say. Sam Rinsell's a wild card. Even when Blake Wheeler was taken, big wild card. He's got the size. I don't think this guy's as raw as Sam Rinsell, but it's promising. What did he get drafted in the USHL? 4th round, 54, Youngstown. Okay. Poland-born? What? Was there someone else? Danny Zhilkin taken? Okay. He wasn't Poland-born. He was Russian-born. Oh, Betahar to get... Oh, Betahar. Okay. Roar's father is a former pro tennis player, but really? I did not know that. I hope Sweden boy Ludvig Jansen goes to Dallas. Okay. Okay. Zhilkin, though, is going to be an interesting one. This is a guy that a lot of people may have had as a fringe first rounder at the end of the season last year. But he played on that Guelph team as well with Poitras. Had an all-right season, played at the U18s there. And this is where I think he got a little bit overrated because he's like, oh, look, we got another 04 on the... He didn't... I wouldn't say he should have been there. I think there were other guys that could have been on that team. But like because the Q was in their playoffs, they didn't have some of those guys. So guys like Leroux would have been on that team. But... could be an interesting pick. I'm amazed Mats Lindgren has not been taken yet. Quinn Finley to New York Islanders. If there's any pick for Lindgren to go, I think Lindgren's gonna go number 80 to the Canucks. Quinn Finley's a good pick though. Quinn Finley's a pretty dynamic playmaker in the USHL. I saw him play a few times. I think this is a pretty high stab at him though. They must really like him with the Islanders because like, look at that FC Hockey 227. 122 by us, a 36th North American skater, which actually kind of shocks me. But Smot had him at 77, ends up going 78. I don't know, though. I think there's better players there once again. It's been a while since a WHL guy actually, hasn't it? Where's our last WHL guy? Actually, seriously, when is our... I'm not counting Sikara. It's been a long time since someone from the WHL. Is it literally been Minten? Am I going crazy? We haven't had a WHL pick since Minten, have we? Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh my god, we haven't had a WHL pick since Minten. We're gonna see one soon though. Salin or Lindgren's less. I don't want Salin. I don't want Salin. Please just be Lindgren. I just, you know what? Have a Blazer. Like, I know we had Victor Pershon last year. I want a legit Blazers prospect going to the Vancouver Canucks. Sorry, Victor Pershon, but yeah. Mikkel Samuelsson now. That's my neighbor. And then he going forth. Yeah. It's going to be a Cougar next. I don't know, Marcus. Oh, man. It is the Leafs, though. If the Leafs take Lindgren, I swear to God, I'm going to lose my mind. Because that's the Canucks pick. I got to go to the bathroom quick, but I want to see the Canucks pick, and then I'll head to the washroom. I've had to down a lot of fluids to get up this early. I'm going to put another coffee on and all that stuff. An hour into the stream, guys, and we're already pretty much halfway through the third round. That's pretty good. From Kamloops, why are you high on Blazers? I'm from Kamloops. I'm a big fan of the Blazers there. If you can see over there, we got the Stankvin, we got the Zemer jersey. So like I'm a fan of my WHL teams, but Kamloops is my hometown, so big on that. Big on Kamloops. Gonna do that there. There we go. Oh my, okay, there might be a trade developing. Okay, since that's happening, I'm going to head to the washroom. I will be right back. Jordan Gustafson. No! Vancouver, why? No! No! Why? Why would you do that? No! No! Ah, that's going to be so... He's never going to play for the Canucks. I'm just going to say it right now. Prove me wrong, but no. Why? Mats Lindgren was there. Okay, and like I said, I had a feeling we had a dub player coming up. Jordan Gustafson's not that bad. Jordan Gustafson's he's I don't want to say the worst Fraser Minten, but he's a more shifty Fraser Minten. But all the traits for Fraser Minten, like I said, like with shooting and just his two-way play, can be matched with Jordan Gustafson, but it's not as good. But Jordan Gustafson's got the skating edge on him, but he also does not have the size. Elias Pettersson. That bugs me. Dallas is going to take Lindgren. I can see Dallas taking Lindgren. Kamloops is Tom Ghilardi, so the owner of the Dallas Stars, also is the majority owner of the Kamloops Blazers. It could easily happen. Pettersson has played a lot in the SHL, but I partially think it's partly for the meme. And wow, none of the... Okay, so Adam Ingram went. That was one of the top scorers in the USHL. He had a really... Much like, who was I saying earlier? Paravalov. They did it. Yeah, I know. The Chads did it for the name. Why are the Leafs keep trading down? It's killing... Yeah, I wonder why. Maybe, I didn't see what they got for the trade there. What did they get? Same, I live in Kamloops and Westside. Attaboy, Matthew. Keep the Kamloops train going here. Common trade with the Canucks. Oh my god. I don't know the guy Dallas took. George Fager? I've never heard of that guy. Oh my god, he's a junior A OJHL guy. Really? Really? He was a defenseman, right? The stats say it. I can't say anything about him though. I don't know. OJHL is all I'm going to say. That never ends up being good. Kasper Kulanumi. That's not bad. That's not a terrible pick. Assistant captain at the U20 as a draft eligible. I'm just going to say that's impressive. 6 foot, 174. I'm not going to be able to give you proper insight on every single guy here. Okay, just 2 picks. They trade down for 95 and 135. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, mad lads. Vancouver. Mats Lindgren was there, man. That guy plays in your backyard. Ludwig Persson to Washington. That's one that has some upside. Ludwig Persson was a guy who was he was always in the discussion early on as one of those guys. Really good player in the J18 and J20 before he was draft eligible. But look at these stats. That is just pure offense. And I think he's one of those guys. If you remember, guys like Zion Niebeck, who got taken by Carolina, same thing. Just a guy who's just pure offense, and they don't know if it'll really translate to the NHL. Just a really good junior player, but interesting. An interesting pick for Washington. I really like Washington's draft right now. I really think it's an underrated one. Taking Miro as well there. I love that. Because hold on, let's see what Washington's done so far. So they got Miro, they got Suzdalev, and now they got Persson. That could be a really good draft for them. I like that one. Ludwig Persson, let's go, my Frolunda boys. Attaboy, secondary scoring, let's go. Dallas pick goes to Cornell next season. Yeah, but it's OJHL, that's the thing. The OJ, if you thought the AJHL was bad, the OJHL is not that good. LA is on the clock. They got all the time in the world, all the room to make any decision. They got the best prospect pool in the NHL. Anything they pick here can just easily... It could easily be really good. Easily. Kunin to San Jose Sharks confirmed. Luke Kunin? Low Sportsnet Trade Tracker has D'Angelo going to the... What? To the 76ers. To the 76ers. He's going to go play with Joel Embiid and James Harden. I like that, though. I'm just going to say I like that. D'Angelo, I think, is going to bring a lot to the 76ers lineup. You know, they need that extra punch. If they really want to beat those teams in the East, I mean, Brooklyn's not going to be Brooklyn anymore, but they could use D'Angelo on the back end there. Oh, yeah, speaking of Frolunda, thoughts on their new logo? They got a new logo. I know Moose Jaw got a new logo. That one's more boring. Like, okay, I understand why. Like, I understand why. Don't get me wrong. But that's a boring logo. I liked Moose Jaw's new one. Some may call it plain, but I like the symbolism behind the Moose Jaw Warriors one a little bit more. This one is just boring. Because now they're just the Frolunda Hockey Club. Yeah, they won't be called the Indians either. That's boring in my opinion. I don't know about you guys. What would you give that? A yay or nay, Chad? What would you say? Yay or nay? I'm not a fan of that one. It's boring. That's a boring one. Take a sip of coffee here. Keep the going here. Is that Frolunda FC? Like, is that like what their soccer logo looks like? Or are you just calling it because it looks like a soccer logo? Oh, it literally... What? It's just boring. It's just boring. Yeah, I don't know, guys. 7 out of 10. It's just too... It's okay. Maybe, I don't know. North American logos are just a lot more exciting. Oh, boys. This one. Lucas Edmonds to the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Tampa Bay Lightning continue to, like, this is a guy, it's make or break. But there's no risk in taking this guy, I don't think. If you don't know the story about Lucas Edmonds, draft year plus... because he's an 01. But there's, like, that exception where... There's that weird exception. It was that same thing with that Moser guy that Arizona drafted last year. So he gets taken 3rd round, 86th overall to the Lightning. But 113 points in 68 games. Here's the thing. If Shane Wright put up that many points, would he have gone 1st overall and people wouldn't be, shit-talking him? But Edmonds has the ability, like a crazy stick handler, crazy offensive IQ. Did it as an overager, though, in the OHL, which obviously it's like, it raises some questions, but he really proved himself. To say he had a bad season, like to say it's like, oh, he's not going to be a good pro hockey player. He'll be a pro hockey player in Sweden or wherever his journey takes him, if it's not the NHL. I think he might be a bit of an AHL journeyman, but he could prove me wrong. It's a game where you don't know if it'll translate to the NHL. I'm just looking back on stuff here. Will there be a video on the draft or on this draft? There probably will be. I think there's going to be a lot of videos talking about players like that get drafted and all that stuff. Okay, and I like that pick from Ottawa. Thomas. Oh wait. Ooh. Okay, so LA. They traded that for 2 picks. I heard 169, and I didn't hear the other one. I think 89? No. Okay, LA. That's fine. If Tampa Bay really wanted him, like, they can just do whatever they want. And you know what? That's the other thing I should say about Edmonds. That's a guy who could easily come to your training camp and could be a factor right away if he proves. Easily. Easily could be. Thomas Hamara, though. Who do we have talking about this? Was Mr. Shark talking about this guy last night, too. Czech defender. Reminds me a lot of Svotzel. I think that's going to be a pretty good pick I think that's going to be a really good pick for Ottawa. Take it there. Luck with defensemen hasn't been the best lately, but I like Hamara. He's solid. I don't think you can expect a lot from him, but I think he's a guy who can be solid for you down the lineup and will be like a top 5 prospect in your prospect pool. Yeah, triple overager Evkin. I forget the rule. I think it's for your European or something like that. There's something to do with Europeans and being like a draft plus 3. I don't know the exact rule, but I know it's there. Yeah, Hamara, I watched a lot of him at the U18s when I was trying to get like viewings on like Michael or Edward Saleh. Really liked him. That okay. Okay, we'll talk about Butchinger in a bit. Mikey Milne. Mikey Milne going to Minnesota. Minnesota's drafting, man. Judd Brackett. Judd Brackett knows what he's doing. I do not think Mikey Milne's going to be absolutely anything insane, but Mikey Milne is going to be a solid player, I think. A guy who'll fit into your bottom six for third line winger. Knows how to finish. I wouldn't call him like an insane shooter, an insane stick handler. He's got a motor. He's like a Adam Sekera again. I'm amazed he didn't get drafted last year. But Mikey Milne's got the motor. He's one of the best spark plugs in the WHL. He was a spark plug with Matt Savoy, Connor Geeky. If it wasn't for him, the Winnipeg Ice would not have been where they were. He's one of those guys. Aiden Thompson. I don't know Aiden Thompson. Okay, Lincoln Stars, that's pretty good. Is he an overager? Yeah. He's a double overager. Double overager in the top 100 from the USHL. I don't know about that. I think it's going to be Edmonds because I think it's because Edmonds playing the CHL. It's something like that. But then there was that Moser guy last year who's a 2000 born as a triple overager. And he played in Switzerland. But I forget what it is. Overagers are going right now. Yeah, this is weird. There's still guys like Lindgren there. I'm amazed Logan Morrison hasn't gone yet if we're talking overagers. So yeah, it's been Mikey Milne, Aiden Thompson, Lucas Edmonds. Butchinger was a draft eligible this year, yeah. St. Louis just stocking up on D-men. That's not bad. That's a pretty good pick for them. Jorian Donovan still isn't gone. Mats Lindgren still hasn't gone. I'm trying to think of some more dub defensemen who haven't gone yet. Jeremy Hansel could be a guy who goes. I'm interested. Who did the Kings and Lightning trade for? Picks. Tampa Bay gave them. I didn't hear. I think it was an early hundreds and then 169. Yeah, 103, 169. Hope got it there. Yeah, you got it. Moser played in Switzerland, and it's a league honored by the NHL, so maybe that's why. I don't. It's interesting. I have no idea. Screw analytics. It's not all about analytics. We're taking a little bit of time here for Boston. Another Montreal pick is on the horizon as well, folks. Alex Blank and Maxi Zuber. Alexander Blank, I liked him in the World Juniors. I don't know. Can someone pick a Cougar? It won't hurt. Oh, I think Hudson Thornton might go before Brennan. I'm shocked that Tyler Brennan has not been taken yet. Sup, I have a break now and I want to pop in. Hey, Ray's back. He would have been joining today, but he has some summer classes. The grind does not stop for Ray, guys. The grind does not stop. Boston taking a while. Could be a trade. Could be a trade. It's been interesting, Ray. Obviously, you're Edmonton. They haven't picked anyone yet, but Lane Hutson went at the end of the second round. Guys like Mats Lindgren still haven't been taken yet. Fraser Minten went to Toronto. It's just the overagers now. Lucas Edmonds, Mikey Milne, Aiden Thompson. I'm hoping Logan Morrison gets taken just to keep the string going, but we don't know. Habs are up soon here. Matthew Semenoff. If Matthew Semenoff goes before Mats Lindgren, I am going to throw a fit. And that's coming from a Blazer fanatic. As your name is also fanatic. Mikey Milne, is it good for Wild? Yep. It's a really good overager pick for them. If you didn't hear me earlier, I was talking about him. Just a big spark plug player. He's one of those guys who does a bit of everything, and he's an emotional player, plays with grit, plays with pride, can finish those greasy ones that you need. He reminds me a lot of like that Dylan Duke guy, where it's just an endless motor. Okay. Hold on here. Kraken are picking. 117 and 132 go to Boston, and Seattle is now taking. Okay. I wonder who Seattle wants. Blank will play for the DEL next season with head coach Roger Hansen. Or for Deg. I don't know, Deg. Doug's picking so many defensemen. Should get at least one goal scorer. Yeah, but they've gotten good defensemen. Noah Warren has a crazy ceiling if he pans out. Tristan Leno is another guy, offensive defenseman. I like what they've done. This has taken a while. Really happy with Hughes so far. Good mix of high upsides and safe picks. Yeah. If you're talking like with Habs. Yeah. I also just love him now for Slavkovsky. Absolutely adore that pick. Ben McDonald. I hear that right? Ben McDonald, okay. Another high school player. That's our third high school player taken in the draft so far. Interesting. This is a guy we had drafted, though. We had him at 111. Thank you to Andrew LeBlanc for that one. He's one of our high school scouts over with Draft Pro out in the East Coast there. Probably got an eye on him a few times. 29 points in 22 games with the Noble and Greeno school. He's going to play with the West Kelowna Warriors next year, so he's coming to my neck of the woods. Ben McDonald, can you speak more about Minten? Was it a worthwhile reach? Oh, Minten was not a reach. That was the real deal. That if someone's telling you that's a reach, tell them to check themselves, because that is not a reach. That's a great pick. Minten does everything. I would not say Minten is a high-end skater or anything like that, but he's an effective skater. He's an effective two-way guy, a good penalty killer, a good special teams guy in general. He's good on the power play too. Can shoot, can pass, can stick handle. He's only going to get better. And like he's got the IQ for everything. I think the IQ is what stands out in all three ends with him. But I am a massive fan of Fraser Minten. I think next year you're going to see this guy pop off with Kamloops for like 80 to 100 points, simply based off his IQ alone. Adam Engstrom. Hold up. Adam Engstrom. And then Florida's keeping it with the Portland defenseman, Marek Alsher, to the Florida Panthers. You'll love to see it. We'll talk about Adam Engstrom too. But Marek Alsher, baby. I love Marek Alsher. This is a guy I wanted with Draft Pro. I was pushing for this guy top 100, especially after I saw him a few times at the end of the season. Don't look at his playoffs here. Like, he's got the ability to be... He's got some offensive upside. He's a good skater for a guy his size. Not really fast, but effective and nimble on his feet. Really physical. Not too physical. Like, you know what I mean? Doesn't get dirty physical. I like that pick. I really like that pick. But Adam Engstrom... I don't know about this guy. Only ranked by Recruit Scouting, so props to him. Props to Ray. He's probably got an insight on that somewhere. I think Minten is a good 200-foot guy who can complement well with a good player. I trust the dude. Yeah. I just hate that he's in Toronto. This Djurgården group is absolutely cracked. What's that 5-limb pick now? Is he a Djurgården guy, Engstrom? He was, but he's playing at Rogel next year. Okay. Djurgården out here breaking records. Screw the USNTDP. Go to Djurgården to play hockey, man. Jeremy Langlois. Arizona. Huh. I am still shocked that Lindgren has not been taken. He has been forgotten. Jeremy Langlois. Cape Breton Eagles. 47 points in 60 games. Obviously, this team sucked ass, may I remind you. This team was awful. This team was absolute shit. These are some pretty big reaches in this round. I think so. It's the the thing that's pissing me off a little bit with this, like the overagers. Ooh, man. Like, I just checked your DM there too. Thank you, Ray, for that. Thank you. I'll check that. I'll talk with you about that later. He injured Zimmer in Game 4. Rip. Oh, you're talking about are you talking about Alsher? Sweden NTDP. You know it. Seriously, go to Djurgården. Just go to Djurgården. I wish I could give you more on Q guys. The Q guys are probably the ones I have the least input on, so I'm sorry about that. But as I can say, like Leno and Warren were good. I guarantee you this guy's got something. You know, to put up that production on a team that's not very good in Cape Breton. He is a late 03 left-handed defenseman. I might have to do some research on him. I'm still waiting for Hudson Thornton's another one I want. I still can't believe Tyler Brennan has not been taken. I can't, like, seriously, like, Toronto's a team that, like, I think Edmonton's got a pick that's coming up soon. Toronto can take a goalie. I don't think it hurt them. Take Tyler Brennan. Nicholas Moldenhauer. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Plays on a stacked team, so it's a little bit less impressive, but I'm not going to say it's a bad pick by any means for Moldenhauer. Not going to say it's bad. Not going to say it's bad. Chicago trade. Toronto, Nicholas Moldenhauer. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, you can just see some highlights here. I forget if he was just a gritty guy or anything like that. He's a little smaller too. I don't see it. He's a bit of a wild card. Oh, speaking of little, but with upside. This is a guy I forgot about too. Like I said, if I actually paid attention to the queue, I would have remembered about this guy. Jordan Dumais to the Columbus Blue Jackets, 96th overall. That could be a good pick. He's a polarizing player. There was another thing. If you guys want to know something fun about Jordan Dumais, once the final rankings came out for like Central Scouting and all that stuff, he's like, I don't care that I was ranked 73rd by North American skaters. Those are the scouts who aren't with any actual team, so they don't know anything. Little does he know, a lot of those guys who do stuff for Central Scouting used to be on teams, and they're just older guys, and it's a bit of a more chill, lax job for them. But he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's not a bad player. Really shifty. Kind of reminds me of Logan Stankoven. But Stankoven offered more like everywhere else around the league or around the game, when Jordan Dumais is kind of just like a pure offensive forward. It's going to be an interesting player for them. Easily an interesting player. Wow, this is a guy who's fallen a lot here too. Bryce McConnell-Barker goes 97 to New York. Fits in with like Jaden Grube there as well. I see a lot of Jaden Grube in him. Good two-way forward. Played on a pretty poor Sioux Greyhounds team this year. I wouldn't say poor, but he's like, never mind. No. I'm thinking of another team. He was back in the lineup because I think Sioux was a pretty decent team this year. So he was put back in the lineup a little bit more. I think next year you're going to see this guy raise up once again, kind of like Minten, probably like a 70, 80 point guy. Okay, guys. Lindgren is a possible option. Next pick. Lindgren's dad, who's also named Matt's, played a lot of seasons with the Islanders, so I think it's possible this is where he gets selected. If Lindgren does not go top 100, I am going to... I'm not going to be happy. I am not going to be happy. Chicago gets a 2023 third-round pick. Isaiah George. Okay. That's a good pick, though, too. I'm not going to say, like, oh, they should have picked Lindgren, but... I mean, they should have picked Lindgren. But Isaiah George is another one of those guys, as just a supreme athlete. Absolutely killed it at the Combine. I forget which ones he came... I think it was a lot of the strength ones he came first in. Or, like, top 3. He's a really solid defenseman with London Knights. I think he was a guy, like... Once again, there are not many guys who worked their way from being like the 7th, 8th D to one of the top defensemen on the team in their draft season. Isaiah George has went against all odds, and he's going to be a really sick player for London next year. Might be a few years until you see him play in the NHL or in an AHL program, but he's a really raw player. Lots and lots to be excited for in Isaiah George. Was that the Islanders too? Yeah. That's a good pick. Solid pick. Garrett Brown going next to Winnipeg. I do not know who that is. He won one time. Elite Prospects had him at 105. We had him at 175 apparently. 16 points in 62 games. Probably a bit more of a two-way shutdown guy. I can't tell you much about him. I am sorry. If anyone has something. I mean, you know, I hated on Lindgren all season, so I would say I'm not surprised he hasn't gone. But I did want Vancouver to take him with the last pick. Yeah. And I think you can admit this is low. This is a bit low. He had a good playoffs. I thought his playoffs would have proven. We have Petrovsky, Thornton, or Brennan. Yeah. Seattle keeps the good draft going. BCHL, Tyson Jugnoth. Let's go. Let's go. West Kelowna Warrior, my neck of the woods. Supposed to interview him for the BCHL when I had my internship with them, but we were not able to set it up. But it was around the end of my internship anyway, so it wasn't like hard feelings, but kind of felt bad. Kimo Gruber, how's it going, man? Kimo Gruber just got drafted to the Oshawa Generals in the CHL import draft this year. 2023 prospect out of Switzerland. So everyone say hello to Kimo there. We're going to be excited. We're going to be watching him next year. Next year we're going to be live streaming this, and we're going to be waiting for Kimo to get selected. Lost competition last season because of COVID. Yeah. But Tyson Jugnoth here, this is an interesting one. I like that pick. Seattle has just been on the ball with their drafting so far. Like, if you look at their draft right now, what is it, right? I mean, I can remember it, but it's just nice to bring it up on here, which is just a great excuse for me saying I don't remember. But look at, they've got a lot of picks so far. You've got Shane Wright, Jagger Furcus, Neiman, Coco is a bit of a stretch, but David Goyette, Ty Nelson, Jugnoth. That's a really, really good draft so far. I really like what Seattle's done so far. Simon Forsmark. There's another guy who has slid a lot. This guy has slid a lot. I know if secondary scoring's still here, he's probably going to have something to say about him. Simon Forsmark is a guy, he's played in the SHL a lot this year too. I think he played most of his year in the SHL. 41 games in the SHL. Not able to be an offensive threat here because obviously you're going to be labeled as a bit more of a, like you know, like if you do something wrong, it's like, well, back to J20 for you. So, oh, there you go. There you go. New Jersey Devil, Tyler Brennan, your first Cougar is off the board. That's way too late. That is way too late for Tyler Brennan. Way too late. That's too late in my opinion. Don't look at these stats, okay? Anyone who's looking at those stats, can it? Those stats do not tell the story. Look at these playoff stats. He went 0-3, but are you serious? He is solid. He's got a good mindset too. He doesn't get like brought down after everything. Like every time he gets scored on, it's not like he's like pouting and moping around. He's not massive. I think he's more so 6'3", not 6'4", but he's solid. He doesn't get phased. That's how I could put it. He doesn't get phased. He's really solid. He's really calm. I think it's going to be a good pick for them. Like, I think I heard them say, like, a Joel Hofer situation. It could easily be like that, but I think he's got way more upside than Joel Hofer. Kenny Connors, is he related to Kyle? I do not know. USHL. He is an overager. It's an overager I've never heard of either, so I don't know. Hoping to see Rodwin soon? Me too. Yeah, Chemo last time. Yeah, Rodwin, we were talking because Rodwin was at the import draft stream. Yeah, we were excited for you, man. You guys are going to have fun in the OHL next year. Stephen Halliday, Ottawa Senators, okay. Another Dubuque overager, right? Here come the overagers, man. And still no one's taking Logan Morrison. Dubuque is a really good program, though, too. This is interesting. I'm waiting for Logan Morrison. I still can't believe Mats Lindgren has been taken. Anton Johansson, Detroit Red Wings, taking yet another Swede. He's a young guy from Linkoping. Plays for Leksands. Not drafted by anyone, but drafted 68th by European skaters by 68th in European skaters by Central Scouting. That's not bad. 4 games in the SHL. Looks like he may have been injured. No, he's played all over the place. He's played J18 Region, National, J20 National, and SHL. This guy's been all around the map. Could be a wild card. I can't tell you a lot about him. He's got some frame, 6'4", 179, right-handed shot. Stevie Y knows what he's doing. That's all I'm going to say. Thanks, Kai. We will. Yeah, you're welcome, Chemo. You guys, it's going to be fun. You know what? When Oshawa and Niagara play, I'm going to tune in. I want to see that. Do the Canucks have a fourth? You know what? I'm going to... Hold on. Draft order. Let's just do this. I don't know. I don't remember that too much. Fourth. I think they do have a fourth. 112th overall, Vancouver Canucks. We'll keep that there on the side, actually. I still can't believe we drafted Elias Pettersson. I like that. Finally! And he's going to Buffalo? Oh my god. That's too low. That is too low. I'm a Blazers boy. So I'm happy. I'm happy, but that's too low. That's way too low. That's a good pick. Hey, there's Matt's going down the stairs. Damn, Buffalo. This is a good draft for Buffalo, though. This is a really good draft for Buffalo. Once again, Mats Lindgren's not a guy I don't think he's going to produce a ton for you, but a good, reliable puck-moving defenseman. His decision-making could be beefed up a little bit, but I thought his defensive game at the end of the year really, really started to blossom with his gap control and everything, and using his stick positioning, getting a little bit more engaged physically as well. He's never going to be a really physical. He's not a really big guy, but he's a slighter frame, but he's an elegant skater. Really smooth skater, really good on his edges. If you're watching like all these clips down here, they're obviously only going to show goals because that's all they can do. His shot is his worst aspect of his game, but it has gotten a lot better throughout the season. It's gotten a lot more strong. Woo-hoo-hoo! That's another overager. Benjamin King. One of the best goal scorers of the best goal scorer in the WHL. 52 goals with Red Deer. Him and Arshdeep Bains. I'm amazed the Canucks wouldn't have taken... Well, the Canucks could have been taking a stab on him later. Lindgren Sabres. I wanted him to the Canucks. Yeah, same here. Buffalo has a hell of a decor. Owen Power, Darlene, Samuelson, Ryan Johnson, Mats... Yeah. They're gonna have fun. Ben King, though, this is an interesting pick. I don't know. He slowed down at the end of the year in terms of goal scoring because he hit 50 and kind of just stopped. He was on pace for 60, but he just stopped. Slowed down in the playoffs too. Had his hat trick in the playoffs there, but that was about it. Lots of shots though. Hey! The WHL players are coming out big here. We had Mason Beaupit to San Jose, and you had Kirill Dolzhenkov to Columbus. They're bringing in the Russians. They're going to keep bringing them in. Bring up both these guys, actually. Mason Beaupit, 6'5". Played on a tough Spokane roster this year, too, kind of like Brennan with PG. I liked Brennan more. He seemed a bit more technically sound. Beaupit has a lot more to work on, but once again, really raw goaltender, really big frame. He's got a decent low game as well. But his puck tracking, I think, is what distracts me the most with him. For a guy who was really big, he doesn't look over screens. He gets low. He's an interesting goalie. But once again, some guy, if you can develop him properly, and if Spokane sucks next year, he's a guy that probably could get traded somewhere. Kind of like how they, with Tri-City when they traded Talon Boyko away to Kelowna, and look what he did with Kelowna. And then here's a guy I knew the Canucks may have been looking at, Kirill Dolzhenkov, 6'6", 236 pounds. Literally the definition of a grand Big Mac if you were to put him in skates. He's a big kid, but apparently like not an awful skater for how big he is, but a booming shot and a stick handler. It reminds me a lot of Igor Sokolov a few years ago, but he's not an overager. Could be an interesting player. Obviously, his stats don't scream anything insane, especially since he played Russian U18 this year as well. But his size is what is the wild factor. It's the wild card with him. Could be like a Elmer Soderblom type of player. Think of it like that. If the Canucks take another Swede, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed if we take another Swede because we've been signing all the Swedes. We've been drafting all the Swedes. They always talk about the boys club. Lindgren at 108 is a crime? Yeah, that's stupid. That's awful. Buffalo is going to be laughing. Or no, Lindgren at 106. Beaupit at 108 is fine, though. But I know what you mean, Ray, yeah. Luke Kunin to San Jose for 2023 third and John Leonard. Okay. Daniil Orlov. This is a guy a lot of people had. Another really, like... See, some people don't even have him ranked. We had him around here. I think... Yeah, Elite Prospects didn't like him. That's when I remember reading stuff. Elite Prospects gave him an F rating, which I never like when they give people F ratings, man. I'm not a guy who's like a participation medal, but it's like, bro, how is this bad? Rangers up next, and the Canucks pick Noah Laba. I have no idea who that is. I'm excited for the Canucks pick though. Noah Laba, another USHL guy. Seeing another overager, man. This guy wasn't even on the board. Like, he wasn't even a ranked skater. He wasn't even given the eligible for 2022 prospect. Oh, are you kidding me? Did they just draft a goon? Do you think these guys drafted a goon? I think they just drafted a goon. 115 pims. 6'1", I just think they went after a goon. I think Orlov is a decent pick. Yeah, Orlov's a good pick. And I just think the Rangers drafted a goon. Okay. Vancouver. This is an interesting pick. Damon Gardner's going to play for Chilliwack next year. This is a guy who played high school in the USHL, I think, this year. Yeah. Look at those. That's Minnesota high school. 83 points in 30 games. 45 goals. Played in the USHL. It did not translate to the USHL as much. But this is a wild card pick. I don't know. Did he ever get drafted to the Dub? He was originally an 8th round pick in 2019 to the Rockets. MJHL draft even on there. This would be an interesting player. He is from Ontario as well. Decided to take in his routes, taking the college route though. Might have to go drive out to Chilliwack. I know Chris Faber is going to be driving out to Chilliwack a lot now to watch this guy, so he's going to have fun. And anytime Chilliwack comes into like Coquitlam or Langley or Surrey, I'm going to be going to those games. This guy's going to be interesting. Whenever you get a Vancouver pick from this region that plays in the region, people go nuts for it. Amadeus Lombardi. Noah Gruder. I think Orlov is a decent pick. Do you think there will be more Swiss players? Maybe Alessio Bejleri? Rodwin? I think next year you're going to be one of the ones next year. That Leo Braillard kid. Marcus Nguyen would be a fun pick. Yeah. The fact that Ultra got taken makes I know that someone will think about taking Nguyen. But Nguyen's a guy you can take in the 7th round, 6th round. I don't think anyone's going to stop you. I'm happy they took this guy. I'm happy this happened because Gavin White was a guy last year. Didn't play in the OHL because they didn't play. But there was that tournament they had. There was that tournament, and I really liked him in that tournament. And he went undrafted. And I said I would not be shocked if this guy next year becomes a prime offensive defenseman for the Hamilton Bulldogs. And look what he did. 56 points, 66 games, 46 assists. A vital piece to them in the playoffs as well. How did he do in the Memorial Cup? 2 assists in 5 games. It was a sad thing that they couldn't win. But a good offensive defenseman. Just a good right-handed offensive defenseman. He grew a little bit. I think he was a bit smaller last year. Really quick skater, nimble, agile. I like Gavin White. I did not think he'd be taken off the board. I'm happy to see that he was taken. Angus Booth got taken there too. I haven't looked at this Cole O'Hara guy. Are you kidding me? Just another overager. Another +2. I'm amazed all these +2s are being taken before guys like Logan Morrison. No cable, no TV cable gang stand up. Oh yeah, attaboy Brad Marchand, welcome. When am I going to get drafted? Shake my fucking head. I know. Trust me, man. I'm still amazed that I haven't been drafted after all the, house league as a forward. But, floor hockey goaltender? How I didn't get onto the North American Central Scouting list for goaltenders? I am shocked. There were kids in floor hockey intramurals at high school that played U18 AAA midget, and they could not score on me. One of our PE teachers was a former... I'm actually just going to bring him up right now. This is our former PE teacher. This is not doxing, by the way. It's literally... It's public knowledge. This guy was my PE teacher back in the day. Absolute beauty, Mr. Holmes. Played NCAA back in the day. Played 4 games for Anchorage. Played with the Nanaimo Clippers. He was a great teacher. Shout out to Mr. Holmes. Shout out to Mr. Holmes. But he was the only guy who scored on me. We beat the teacher 7-1 in the finals. He was the only one who scored on me with an absolute rip to my glove side, and I almost got it. But then also when I graduated, our vice principal who was up there like to flip the tassel and stuff like that, he said, "Kai, I will never forget you simply because you're the only person who ever shut out the teachers." And that made me feel really good. Angus Booth was a good pick, though. That was just a fun story. I wanted to say that one. Angus Booth, some guy that some people had pretty high, some people that guys had really low. 92nd by North American Scouting. Craig Button had a hard on for him, but who's shocked? Overager madness. I know. And none of the ones I want are being taken. Like that Noah Laba guy has got to be the biggest reach. That's a dumb pick. Like that's the, like, I'm sorry. This is the kind of stuff where it's like, I haven't watched the guy play, but what I can tell by the stats, 115 pims just tells me you're a bit of a roughhouser. There are so many guys who are just like quality skaters. The game is changing in the NHL. Like it's a fast-paced game. It's not built around guys trying to murder each other. That doesn't make sense to me. That pick doesn't make sense to me. Cole Spicer got finally taken. Okay. This guy's been waiting for a while. He was one of the top scorers again on that US. Obviously, this team isn't as good as it was before. Depth scorer Cole Spicer. Haven't really watched much of him play, but he's committed to the University of Minnesota Duluth next year. He's a bit smaller. But Boston, I don't like Boston's drafting. They don't draft very well. They don't have a lot of picks, but they have not drafted very well. Who'd they take earlier? It was Matthew Poitras? Yeah, like there's better guys available there. And then they traded their other pick away. Interesting. I'm waiting for Servek Petrovsky. That's another guy. Hey, stop the Betahar slander. What? When did I rip on Betahar? Hold on. I actually want to see. Because now I'm actually curious about other Swiss players. Interested. Wait, no, not all leagues. Swiss. We got 16. I don't think Noah's gonna. So yes, you got Lian. Of course, I forgot Lian. I can see Bejleri. I can see Rodwin. I don't see Noah Gruder. I'm sorry. Noah Meyer could be. Louis Robin's an overager now. Tybal maybe. Livio Curtin-Trug was maybe another one because he is a first-year eligible, but I can't 100% tell you. It's gonna be interesting. And our first Latvian is taken. Our first Latvian, Dans Lokmelis, has been taken. I'm amazed it wasn't Sandis Vilmanis. That's a good pick for Boston, though. That, like, I was just ripping on Boston for their draft picks. That's a decent one. He's put up numbers in the J20 for Lulea there. I wonder if Sandis Vilmanis will go now. And then Sergei Murashov, goaltender for Pittsburgh. They're loading up on another goalie. 7th ranked European goalie. We had him at 172. Not too bad. But MHL goaltender. I will not be able to tell you anything about him other than that he is an MHL goaltender and that I think Sergei Ivanov is better than that. They drafted the wrong Sergei. But take it, I haven't watched Sergei Ivanov since the Holinka, and I just really liked him in the Holinka and the U18s. Gruter, oh my, yeah, Lokmelis is so good, man. All right, let's go. Didn't Lokmelis have a really good, like, U20? Or I thought he did better than that. Yeah, interesting. Oh, another Russian. Karamslov. I'm not going to be able to tell. Lato 3. Some guys had him decently there. He's got some KHL experience with Petersburg. How many minutes did he play, though? That's the big question. especially a defenseman. 0, 49, 0, 6. I actually played 10 minutes once in a blowout. 0, 6. Excuse me. He played so well for the U18s, this Kromslov guy. Ryan Healy, okay. 61, 179. Pretty high by elite prospects, but pretty low by everyone else. 2159 minus 25. Okay, so this is another guy who's a wild card. It's like played on a really bad Sioux Falls team, I'm guessing. Right-handed defenseman, 6 foot, 172. I can't tell you. I think that's. I'd say that's might be Minnesota's like worst pick yet. But take it, that's not fair to me to say because I haven't watched a lot of this guy, so I can't tell you a good answer. Semenoff, he played so well. Oh, you're talking about Luke Mellis. Okay, Semenoff dropping hard. Hopefully Calgary snatches him up. Yeah, get him placed. Semenoff and Zary get back together. I wouldn't say Semenoff is falling though. I didn't really like Semenoff this year. I was expecting a lot more from a guy who's entering his 3rd year in the WHL, playing alongside guys like Stankoven. Like, I thought he was gonna have a lot better. Does Toronto keep it going though? Does Toronto take another Blazer? I have no idea who this is. Are they taking another nobody goaltender? They are. They're taking another nobody goal. Another triple overager. Okay. I mean... Where's Grudenine? Yeah, he's a guy who is expected to slip a lot because of size. And the Russian factor, of course. Vidacek slipping big time could be a great pick at this point. What? Because remember last year they took that goaltender? They took that Russian goaltender that had like 800 views on Elite Prospects. This is a Swede, so he's honestly naturally going to have more. But not ranked anywhere. Okay, massive though. Big boy. Oh! Here's another overager that I was expecting to get taken, though. Seattle, keeping it going, man. Seattle's drafting great. Hildeby is pretty good? Okay. I can't say anything. He's just massive. Tucker Robertson, though. This guy's got pedigree. This guy's got pedigree. He's not a really dynamic player or anything, but that, once again, one of those guys who just knows how to just finish plays and be in the right place. He's got, as you hear there, his dad, I think that's his dad, they said. His dad played in the CFL, Hall of Fame football player. No, he's a great player. I think that's going to be a good pick for, that's a good pick for Seattle once again. You can't go wrong with it. It's a 4th-round pick. It's a 4th-round pick. Take that overager. He was another guy who should have been drafted last year, though. I really liked him at this tournament here, the PBHH Showcase. He was really good there. Sadly, I don't think they have the stats for that. I wish they had the stats for that in like this tournament thing here, but I guess not. He was a good player, though. I liked him. Cruz Lucius falled all the way down. I think much like his brother, he had injury problems. So that's interesting to see him finally get taken down here. Okay, guys, I got to quickly go to the washroom. I'll be right back, though. Ludwig Janssen? Sorotolje, Florida. I'm still so happy that Florida took Merrick Allsher, keeping the Portland stuff going. Portland Winterhawk defenseman. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay, we had this guy at 62. Late 03, December 27th, almost born on Christmas. 6 foot 176. I don't know. He's an F-rated prospect by Elite Prospects. I don't know. Played in the Allsvenskan, though. He played in a pro league, which is like, that's impressive. That's impressive to its own extent. Can you tell me something about Nathan Gaucher? Feels like a strange trick when the Ducks have so many great centers already. A PK specialist? If you're just looking for a PK specialist, I don't know what to really tell you. Yeah, Gaucher he's going to be effective, I think, but he's really limited to what he's going to be able to do at the NHL level. Janssen to Florida, okay. So you like that, Anders? Okay. Johnson is an interesting one, yeah. Germany will have an even better goalie in the next few years, though. Who's that going to be? Who's that going to be? I haven't looked that far. I see Charlie Letty got taken by the Devils. Okay. Is it younger brother of Nick? I swear to God, they are related. I swear to God they're related. They don't have the family thing up here, though, on Elite Prospects. I swear to God he was related. Asked what kind of animal he'd like to be. He said a Komodo dragon. Charles Letty, any relation to Charles Barkley? Is he also getting traded to the 76ers? Fucking Charles Barkley. Love that guy. So Habs got 3 picks coming up here, guys. Habs got 127, 128, and 130. The crowd is going to go nuts. Here you go. You're starting to get, I'm just going to say it, you're getting the French names now. Cedric Guindon. 59 points in 68 games for the Owen Sound attack. You know who else had about that many points for the Owen Sound attack? Servac Petrovsky. I think this would actually be a good time to take him. Take another Owen Sound attack guy. Do it. Take Servac Petrovsky right now. Take Servac Petrovsky. Komodo Dragon, these nuts. Charles Letty, Nick Letty, Mom Spaghetti. Oh my God. Come on. Take Servac. Take Servac. It's the Montreal Slovakians now. Come on. This is interesting. Come on. Edmonton's only got 4 picks in this draft, man. That is fucking rough. Come on. I'm always going to be a little bit behind, so I just want to see Servac Petrovsky taken. And then Arizona. This is going to be a popular little section here. Cedric Guindon. I wish I could tell you more about him, but I can't. I cannot. Like, I'm just looking at... Okay, this is... In my opinion, this so far is the worst pick off of just, like, random. I don't like that pick. New York's bunch of old heads for taking guys like that. Who do we got? Nope. No one's... Probably a QMJHL guy is going to be taken here, too. If they don't draft any QMJHL guys, I'm going to be shocked. Because they've taken Owen Beck, Vincent's Roar, Adam Engstrom, and now Guindon. Oh my God, boys. You had all these picks and you're telling me you don't have them like laid out and ready? Okay, we got 3 guys that we take here. What do you think about the Canes' 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round? Let me just quickly look at it so I can be remembered. Obviously, trading away D'Angelo is going to sting a little bit, but it has to be done. Paravalov's got some upside offensively. Let me just turn that off. Ads. I don't like listening to the ads. Paravalov's got upside. Really strong start at the beginning of the season in the MHL, and then it kind of just dwindled down. But an all-around like two-way forward. He wasn't as good as guys like Yurov, Miro, or any of those guys, but there's some upside to him. Simon Forsmark is a guy who dropped very far. That one could be a really good pick. Also, Gleb Trikazov. I forgot to mention that. Gleb Trikazov. That guy has a lot of offensive upside. There may be a work ethic issue a little bit, but pure offense with Gleb. Pure offense. He really he's really ambitious. Just ask Ray Bro. Really, really, really ambitious forward. He wanted him to go to Edmonton. That was at 32, so be happy that you got him at 60. But Forsmark was a guy, played the entire season basically in the SHL as a bit more of a solid shutdown guy. But when he goes back to the J20 League with Arabro, he's an absolute beast. He's a good two-way man. And then Cruz Lucius, I think much like his brother, had a lot of injuries throughout the season. And once again, put up a decent year, 18 points, 23 games with the USNTDP team. So he's not that bad. He is not that bad. I think it's nothing stellar that you guys usually have, but it's not a bad draft. Okay, Vegas traded. Or Montreal traded. They traded to Vegas for Cameron Whitehead. Bunch of Lincoln stars going. And once again, an overager goalie, but 7th by North American, so at least that's not some off-the-wall thing. But once again, another overager. How did Lincoln do this year? I'd probably be able to tell. So Lincoln was a decent team. A lot of guys from Lincoln being taken, though. A guy who played his draft season in the NCDC as well. His original draft season was in the NCDC. That's a piss-poor junior A-league in the USA. I'm sorry. But if your team had a record like that, and you're still putting up numbers like that, you can't always base it off of stats, but that's ugly. And another Swede, Maximilian Kilpinen, 6'1", 174, not 61st ranked, the European skater. I'm always going to trust Yzerman with the Swedes. Almost a point per game player. Played once again all over. Played J18. He worked his way up, but he was on Arabro, and Arabro was a really solid, sound team. So it's for Vegas's 4th round pick. So now Montreal's got 2 later ones. They got one. No. Wait. I have no. Okay, wait. I hate when they draft based on location. Tied 8th among all USHL goaltenders in wins this season. Wow. Whoa. Tied for 8th as an overager on a team that was really good. Wow. I don't think that's a good pick. Once again, there's better options available. I had a feeling he'd get drafted. I had a feeling he would. Jared Davidson. That's the 4th Seattle Thunderbird taken. So that makes it Korchinski, Schaefer, Gustafson, Davidson. Just waiting for Thomas Milic. Jared Davidson, another +2 overager. He was on the second team, he was on the U.S. first team. He was the leading scorer for the Thunderbirds, may I remind you. 29 points in the playoffs as well, en route to the finals to beat Kamloops. Kind of like one of those guys who's like, I'll just say it again, he knows where to be. He's a pretty shifty stick handler. If I want to say anything myself, he's a pretty shifty stick handler. But 42 goals, 47 assists as a +2 is not bad by any means. He's got a good team surrounding him, and I think that helps him out a lot. But he creates a lot for himself. Just one of those guys who just knows when to shoot, when to take his chances. Smart player. I think he's going to be, if he decides to be an overager next year, Seattle's going to be dangerous, man. Matthew Morden, Arizona, St. Andrew College. This is a Canadian high school guy. People have been talking about this guy for a little bit because Canadian high school, it's not a popular route here. It's not especially in the West Coast. It's solely an Ontario thing. I know Manitoba's got high school hockey, but it's not that good. But Ontario does this, and he's an interesting player. 6'5", 203. There's another guy in high school, Liam Steele, who's actually a Great Britain prospect, but he plays in Canadian high school as well. Set to play in the BCHL next year. He's set to play with Muskegon most likely he's Harvard next year. So Harvard's produced some good guys too over the last bit. Jack Rathbone played at Hartford. That's a Canucks pick, and he's probably one of the Canucks' top prospects now. He was, and now it's Jonathan Lekkerimecki. Frederick Brunet. Another draft +1. Message retracted by Karen Arthurson. I don't know what you said, but whatever. Thoughts on Duncan Keith? Oh, Duncan Keith retired. I did not hear that. I've been way too focused on this. It was about time. I don't know if that screws Edmonton. I don't know what his contract situation was. I forget if he was a UFA or not. But he had a good career. Conn Smythe winner, 3-time Cup champ. What more can you ask for? What do you think about the D'Angelo for both sides? Opens up cap space for Carolina. Adds some more defensive depth to Philly, I guess. But Philly's always been like when they sign defensemen, it never really ends up being very good from free agency. Alex Bump, oh God. Mr. 1.5 GPA himself. Apparently Alex Bump is an asshole from what I've heard. But like apparently it's like there's a big character issue with him, but there's no lying that what he did in high school in Minnesota is it's good. But there are a lot of rumors with Bump and his ability to be a effective player, like with his attitude and all that stuff. I've heard hits Blackhawks in Edmonton. Oh, so he does. It does hit a little bit. Ugh. The guy was not effective. All those people saying it was gonna be a good pick last year or a good pickup. It's like nah. He's too old, so it's good. I'm not saying it's good he's gone, but he had a luxurious career. Luxurious career. I can't even say that first name. Zelvolod? Vizhevolod Kamarov? Played in the Q? I guess I never heard of that guy with a name like that. 19.60 games, plus 38. Played on a really strong Quebec Remparts team, though, may I remind you. I can't tell you anything. That team didn't go as far as they would wish, but can't knock it. Can't knock it. Nikita Grebyankin. Is this another overager? You best believe it. 51st European skater. 5th round Toronto Maple Leafs going with another off-the-board Russian player. 6'2", 176, left-handed, 64 points in 58 games. Looks to be more of a playmaker. Says so even in the playoffs with 11 assists, 47 in the regular season. Plus 39. So that was that was that Magnitogorsk team. So that was the one where Yurov was getting sent up and down. So Yurov's teammate played one game in the KHL. Did he get to play at all? He played 54 seconds. 54 seconds. Gotta love the KHL. And Jorian Donovan, this is another really late one. We had guys at draft. Well, I mean, it was a bit of a stretch. Like, we had him pretty high, 61. He's a solid defender. Like, once again, was it Buffalo that or Ottawa? It was Ottawa, sorry. Ottawa drafts him. It's, you know what? That's not a bad pick. I think Jorian Donovan could be a top 6, 7th defender for you one day. Just a solid guy, pretty sound skater, not offensively gifted, but a solid player nonetheless. Detroit picking up next year. Grebyankin is nice. Thoughts on David Spacek? I had him around the 3rd round. I have to take a look at David Spacek again. One sec. See him run his hand through his hair. Oh my god. David Spacek, 6 foot. Was he a QMJHL guy this year? Sherbrooke? I mean, yeah, and he's a defenseman, right? He is a +1, but they've been taking so many +1s. It's like, why not? Why not? I don't have an opinion on him, though. I haven't watched much QMJHL this year, so I'm not the guy to ask. Was he in the U18s last year? I would not remember anything about the U18s last year. He is supposed to play U20, though, again. He did play at the U20. I'll keep an eye on him at the U20s in August. Tanias Mathurin. Who's this here? North Bay Battalion. Big boy, 6'3", 201. Wait, is he related to... Is he related to the guy who got drafted in the NBA this year? Benedict Mathurin? Or is that a really popular name in I don't really watch any of the CHL, to be honest. That's fair. You should start streaming World of Chell on here sometimes. It'd be fun to watch. I don't play any NHL anymore. I hate that game. So I don't know about him either. Late message, what the F? So we did get to play. Yeah, thoughts on Davis Wachek? Interesting. Hold on. Benedict no, not Cumberbatch. Is he related to him? I'm just saying, because he's Canadian too. Could be. That may be a reach. Benedict and Denise, it could be a thing. They're both, you know, he's an 04, he's an 02. I wonder, cuz he's big too. That's got to be maybe distant, maybe it could be cousins or something like that. EA ruined it for me, but I still watch people play. Oh man. I can't watch it. I just can't play the game. Thank you. I am happy he got drafted. Sergei Ivanov. We were called at Draft Bro, we were called silly for having him a little bit high. We were called silly having him in the top 100, but I'm happy he got taken somewhat decently, relatively high. That's because he was great. Take it he plays on a really good St. Petersburg team, but look at that in the playoffs there. That is awesome. Awesome goalie. I'm amazed he was never ranked in the European scouting. I'm amazed he was never ranked. Really good at the Holinka, really good at the U18s. Is that best goal? Yeah, he's an all-star. He was on the all-star team at the U18s. He was so good. Woo! Out of all of the Broncos on the board, other than Pickering, Hutson is taken before Matthew Ward, Josh Philman, Josh Davies. Wow. And I liked Hutson. He's a great two-way forward. He's another guy, kind of like Fraser Minten. I think because he was on a really bad team, you didn't get to see a lot of him, but he got to play on the U18s this year. I think he's going to have a breakout season next year. I'm amazed he was taken before Matthew Ward and Philman. That's awesome. That's an awesome pick for Anaheim there. I like that. Joel Johnson, you think he gets drafted? I don't know. I can't think of Joel Johnson right now. Oh, born in Ontario and Quebec, though? Yeah, but they may not be brothers. They could be cousins, though. Families are, spread across out here in Canada. Jake Furlong to the San Jose Sharks. I really like the Hutson pick. I like that. I'm happy he got taken. I'm going to be repping. I have a buddy who's a Ducks fan. He's in and out of this stream right now. He's usually in for the Ducks picks. Another defense pick coming? No. Yep, not a defenseman. Jake Furlong of Halifax, though. Pretty good. Pretty good. Because he's a he's a defenseman. That's impressive. Those are good numbers. Those are good numbers. I can't tell you anything really much about him because I didn't watch much QMJHL this season. But we got a Canucks pick on the horizon. Semenov still has not been taken. Guys like Matthew Ward have not been taken. Josh Philman has not been taken. I should take a little quick stab, actually, at a draft center. Graydon Seatman has not been taken. Hold on. I actually think I have I made a few. Mine. I had this one. I had this one. So Matthew Ward obviously has not been taken. Sherman has not been taken. Ben Hemmerling has not been taken. Brandon Lasowski's not been taken. Hudson Thornton's not been taken. No Jace Weir. Justin Lees won't. Josh Philman, Seatman, Dowhaniuk. Bo Pitt was taken. Flamand won't get taken. Sloan won't get taken. Nguyen might get taken. Weisblatt might be taken. Josh could be. Or Davies could be. Tanner Scott, I don't think so. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting at this point. And then 2022, yeah, all those guys are definitely taken. Peter Hauser Oh, okay, here's a pick with, this is a pick with upside. Yep, that's a pick with upside. Late 03, but pure offense in the Czech League. 59 points in 41 games with Praha. 16 points in the playoffs in 11 games. He did get drafted into the CHL. I remember that being happened. It's not the first time. Over to Saginaw. So it might be tough if they want to get him over because they got Mint Yukov and Sapovalov, who are both guys who could easily return. So that might be interesting for them. I don't know if he'll come to the OHL unless it's already like been determined that someone's leaving that I don't know about. But nothing has been confirmed as of yet. But a good pick nonetheless for the New Jersey Devils. They got a lot of good Czech heritage from over there. Patrick Elias. I'm pretty sure Patrick Elias was Czech, yeah. Keep the Czech heritage going over there. Johnny Ludwig's dad, Jan Ludwig, longtime scout of the New Jersey Devils, used to play for them. Hauser, New Jersey Devils. Yep, that's a great pick. Who won the draft in your opinion? Seattle's up there. Seattle's up there. Buffalo's up there. Chicago's up there. Minnesota's always up there. Matthew Maggio. This is another overager. He's only a +1 technically because it's a late 02. Another guy who played, he actually got to play overseas though. He played in the third tier Swedish league. But another guy who played in that tournament, that PBHH back then, wasn't that bad. Not that bad of a player. Obviously was a big piece of the team making it to the Memorial Cup, or not making it to the Memorial Cup, the OHL Finals with Windsor. I am sorry. It's possible. Cameron O'Neill to the Ottawa Senators now. What? Okay, another... Is that high school? A guy who played AAA U18. Didn't even play high school. I mean, technically it's an academy. It's a hockey academy, but he got drafted out of U18 AAA. Maggio to the Isles, yeah. This is... Look at those stats, though. 133 points in 62 games. I don't know what to say. I think I just actually heard them say something about points in this league. Hold on. Not the best season ever. But this is also the league where Phil Kessel, but he did that as a 15-year-old, for fuck's sakes. Yeah. So you had this guy. You got this Micah Berger guy who did also really well. Played on the same team, so he probably just did stuff with him. Callisto, thank you for the sub. Senior comments popping in and out here every once in a while. Let's go down here. Whoa! Both PG goalies off the board. Ty Young. Let's go, Vancouver. Let's go. That's okay. This guy got taken. I literally think so. Will Peters. I went to school with Will Peters. He did some work with the Cougars. Social media and all that stuff. I was telling him about Ty Young. I'm like, I think Ty Young will get drafted. I think it'll be a lot lower though. I did not think it'd go 5th round. September 11th, baby. That's too bad, but it's twice they go to commercial when the Canucks pick. It's rigged, Rylan. It's rigged. It's rigged. They don't like us. But Ty Young is another one of those guys. Fits yeah, it fits. I feel bad. I can't believe I forgot the Vancouver goalie coach. I forget. It's Ian something. Yeah, Ian Clark. Sorry, Ian Clark. I was gonna say Ian Scott. That's a goalie. Ian Clark. He's always like looking for these goalies that you can like mold. So Ty Young's actually a guy. I think he's actually 6'4". He's not 6'3". I was talking about Brennan earlier. They had him labeled as 6'4", but he's 6'3". Ty Young is at that 6'4", 180 build. Really athletic, lanky. One of those guys where it's like, oh, if we teach him the right things, he may be a good goalie. It has worked before. Archer Seelovs is looking to be like one of those goalies, but I'm amazed Ty Young was taken before Hudson Thornton, if we're talking Cougar-wise. Interesting pick for the Canucks. I don't mind it. I like that the Canucks are actually taking a lot of guys that are going to be playing in Western Canada this year. We got Ty Young. You had Damon Gardner earlier. I like it. I like it. I think that one is going to be a little bit more of a stretch, but it can't be that bad. Patrick Guy. Another double overager. I knew we'd have a lot of overagers in this draft, but I did not think that much. I don't know what Ryland's watching on, but we're watching on Sportsnet. Sweet, another Cougar. Attaboy Marcus. I know you're going to be loving that one. Think of that. You got 2 NHL drafted goalies next year. You might have to trade one of them away. I know Kamloops is probably going to be looking for one because it's most likely that Dylan Garand is going to be playing in the AHL with Hartford. And we got the Memorial Cup coming over. We want a goalie. Yes! I just saw it on the TV there. Graham Sword. Let's go. Nashville's getting a great defenseman here. This is one of the overage defensemen that I rooted for right here. And look at that. That's a good range as well for him. And I said 152. I got him to 152. Ends up going 146. He was a pretty, like look at that. Like, only a few more days and he would have been a draft eligible for this year. Didn't get a good look with Spokane last year, but this year he was an absolute unit of a defenseman. A big guy. Doesn't use his physicality like to harm people. He's good at just like angling guys off and taking them to the boards and just being a solid two-way defenseman. And he added an offensive punch this year. He's got a pretty pure shot, and he was just slick with his passes. He's a great power play quarterback for Spokane. I like that. Another Abbotsford guy. The other Abbotsford guy I want to get taken is Braden Sherman. I hate the suspicion about overagers, or you have a suspicion about or you hate the suspicion. No, I heard the Cougars are looking for a WHL championship run. Nah, I'm sorry, Marcus, it's not happening. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I don't see it happening. Maxim Mayarov, goaltender, with 3,000 views. McKean's was somehow on him, so good eye. 6'5", 176, got that Mason Beaupit build. I'm amazed the Canucks weren't on this guy, or Toronto. Good draft pick for the Dallas Stars, though. Excuse me. Otto Saline up next for the LA Kings, adding once again, and then Jake Carabella to Washington. Oh, they're talking about Josh Philman now. But Otto Saline's another good one. Mikko Sarlo was telling me about Otto Saline. I don't think he got drafted to the CHL, did he? I don't think so. No, he didn't. Played some time in the Liga, though. Played some time in the U20. I think he was a guy who was injured this year. Obviously, only played 7 combined games this season. Mika was giving me the rundown with him, but it was Topi Roney and Otto Saline that he had pretty high up there. Point per game defenseman in the 11 games he played. Take it for what it is, man. Jake Carabella, Guelph Storm from Guelph. Hometown kid, born and raised. Second rounder in 2020. I can't tell you much about him, but interesting. 5'11", 172. We almost done with the 5th round. About 2/3 through it. Not hate, sorry. I had a suspicion about overagers. Yeah. I had a feeling this year it was going to be a lot of overagers, but I'm shocked with how many +2s we're getting. Lots of +2s, and then we got guys like Logan Morrison who haven't gone yet. Like that was the one overager. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Logan Morrison's going to be like the top 100, and then you got these guys out of Lincoln. Pittsburgh is on the clock, and they take Zam Plants. This is a guy I can actually tell you about stuff with the USHL because I saw him at the Holinka. A little pretty crafty playmaker. Obviously, he's going to have to put on some size. He's a tiny dude, but I know Joseph Peters, our U.S. scout with Draft Pro, really likes him. Killed it at the high school level. Did all right with the Chicago Steel. Probably played in a little bit more of a depth role, I believe, but still a pretty solid, tiny, shifty playmaker. I'd give him time. I don't think that'll pan out. It's you're asking for a lot, but Pittsburgh has a thing with their young guys. Isn't he from Pennsylvania too? He's from Minnesota, sorry. Interesting. Need the Oilers to hurry up and pick. Brandon, how's it going, man? Yeah, when did the Oilers pick here? I had the whole thing here, actually, when the Oilers pick. Oilers. 158th. They better take a stab on someone. If they don't take a stab on someone, they're being silly. They should. I mean, Reed Schaefer I think is an all right pick, but they should have taken someone like Jagger Firkus, just someone with a bit more upside, I'd say. Because Jagger Firkus plays a fast game, and the Oilers are just based around fast hockey at this point. Yeah, the +2s are surprising. Like, obviously, I'm not saying there shouldn't have been any, but there's been a lot, and a lot that I didn't think would be taken. Like, and I've said this earlier, guys like Noah Laba that they were talking about earlier, like this guy, don't take guys like this. Why would you do this? Or, like, this guy wasn't a +2, he was a +1, but, like, why? What does that offer as a +1? There's a reason he was never listed as anything. Look at Zam. Oh, I mean, I can't show you, but Zamplant's got the he's got the Brandon Tanev photo going with the eyes open. You'll love to see it. But there's a couple of guys in here that are +2s where I don't get it. Makes no sense. Marc-Andre Gaudette, Kevin Reed. That's a very Swedish name. 6. All these off-the-board goaltenders. I mean, it always happens. 6'6", 201. He is a draft eligible this year. Very young as well. September 2nd. Wasn't listed by anyone. Injured for... Or not injured, but J18, J National, J20. Obviously someone they think that they can just mold into like their program. Won't see him for a long time, if ever. Kevin Riedler. Hey, there's David Spotcheck for you. Minnesota Wild, wouldn't you know? Duncan Keith retirement party, yeah. David Spacek. That was who was talking about that earlier there? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the comment. Who is the guy talking about who was talking about it? Yeah, someone was talking. It wasn't Mr. Shark. It was someone else talking about Spotcheck. But Spotcheck finally taken. Another +1, of course. But put up a great season in the QMJHL with Sherbrooke. I've heard them saying there he's agile and mobile, but not very fast. So take it. Thank you! There's another guy I'm actually really happy got taken. And Calgary knows their shit. Calgary knows their shit. Parker Bell, 6'4", 201. He's not a bad skater. Once again, like they were saying with Spotcheck. Not very fast, but an effective skater in transition. Pretty good stick handler for a guy of his size. Pretty good playmaker. He's a guy with a frame to be a solid power forward, two-way forward down the line. But Tri-City just sucks, man. Tri-City is on they're rebuilding. They just got guys like Jordan Gavin in the program, who's probably going to be a top 10 pick in 2025. They've got a future ahead of them. And I think Parker Bell could be one of those pieces down the line, like next year, where he's like a good, like he got 49 points this year. Could easily be a point per game player next year with his massive frame. Good puck protector as well. I like that pick by Calgary. I like that pick. Michael Callow, we didn't get to talk about this guy. Another high school player. 6'4", 194, almost the same build as Parker Bell. High school, played a game with the U18 development team. Could be a little bit of a special little gem there for all we know. Where's Nick Fanenko and Vilmanis? Yeah, we need more Latvians. One of them taken. No Belarusians taken either so far. Ivan Zhigulov has not been taken yet. Okay, Carolina has just proven us that they still have a brain. This is going to be one of those guys down the line. If he decides to play in the NHL, people are going to be like, why the hell did he go 159th? Because Vladimir Grundanin is one of the best skaters in this draft, honestly, when it comes to four-way mobility and agility and just being nimble. One of the best defensemen in terms of skating in the entire draft. But obviously, smaller, 5'10", 159, so kind of like that Lane Hutson deal there. And the Russian factor, of course. But played some games in the KHL this year. Did good in the VHL for a draft player. And, of course, in the MHL, just very good. That's going to be a good pick. Carolina is so good with those picks, man. Oh, there you go. There's your Vilmanis. There you go. There you go, Mr. Shark. Florida Panthers. There you go. Speak of the devil once again. I think that's the second time you've done that today. 32 points. Like, okay, these stats may be saying something. He also got drafted to play into the CHL this season. I do not know if he's coming over. It was Sarnia. He's a pure shooter. There are some, like, there is stuff that talks about his like consistencies in all three zones. Apparently he's a little bit lackadaisical on his own end, but in the offensive end, he's got a very snappy release, very good shooter. I think he's going to be a good player. I don't know if it'll translate. His skating is like as well, but Florida, I trust them. I trust Florida. Where's my friends from Belarus? I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. Like, I don't think a Belarusian has been taken yet. All right, boys. Gotta go to the bathroom. Or not boys. There could be some ladies in here, too, everyone. I'll be back soon. Just gotta hit the bathroom again. Whoops, sorry. Nick Malik finally went. Oh, Nick Malik. His father, if you did not know, the famous Oh, Malik, he went between his legs. The best shootout goal of all time. He, unlike his dad, not as big as his dad. His dad was really tall, big, just big. Back then, when they just did like trap defense and all that, he was that kind of defenseman. Played for the Canucks, though. I love Nick Malik. Obviously, like even like elite prospects had him back when he was like a first eligible too. I like that pick. Nick Malik. Emmett Croteau, so they take their goalie. Montreal takes it out of Waterloo in the USHL. Maxime Barbashev of the Moncton Wildcats goes to New York. I haven't liked New York's draft, man. They haven't had that good of a draft. Samuel Johnson, goaltender, going to Edmonton. That's who they end up taking. 6'5", 201. What's with all these massive goaltenders from Sweden who were never listed anywhere? He did play for a bad Brynäs team, though. Once again, drafted because of size. There's so many good goalies who are smaller, like the Eliseo Bejleri. WHL-wise, too. Like, I'd take Thomas Milic in a heartbeat over any of these guys. And he's an overager. And you've heard what I've been saying about overagers lately. German! Maximilian Zuber. And he's from Poland. Double overager as well. Played in the Dell this year, 7 points. I think they're trying to look at maybe a little more cider. Muted, good. Okay, yeah. Okay, fix that all. Let's look at the comments here. There's Malik as well, as waiting for him. We'll have loved him on the Oilers instead of Johnson. Oilers take a Swedish goalie. No clue who this is. Nope. Nick Svenenko, Simonovic. Johnson is bad. Okay, check Maxime Marioff, father, 147 by Dallas. Dustin Wolf, a small goalie. Yeah, Dustin Wolf. And, like, I will say this, though. When it comes to goalies out of Everett, the Everett goaltenders, Everett plays a very defensive sound program. They're a very defense-first kind of team. So, and I think people have learned. I mean, Carter Hart is a good goalie, but, like, look, Carter Hart is nowhere near what people expect him to be. Ian Scott was another one. Dustin Wolf. Like, I'll always say this because I went to high school with this guy because he's from Kamloops. Max Palega. Never got drafted into the WHL. We had him on the Blazers, and then he was traded to Everett, and he went 12-1-1. He's not that good of a goalie. I mean, he's a good, like, I'm not shitting on the kid or anything like that, but he was like my age. He was never really a draft prospect, but he went 12-1-1 with the Everett Silvertips, and he had a 1 point, like, something goals against average. You would never draft the guy. You would never. But guys like Dustin Wolf break against that mold, and I think it's because you're not like, you weren't hyped up like everyone else. Ian Scott was hyped up. Carter Hart was hyped up. Dustin Wolf was never hyped up, and I think that's going to be something that really helps him going forward. Now we're getting into a lot of guys where I have no idea. Maxime Barbashev, go 161. Oh, that's Ivan Barbashev's brother. Okay, I did not know that. Late 03, December 18th, same birthday as Brad Lambert, I believe. 42 points in 59 games. That can't be brutal. But we're getting into the 6th round here. Finally! Finally! There's Joshy boy. If Matthew Ward does not get picked, I'm going to be sad. Just a 7th round flyer. Man, he was one of the top picks in the WHL draft. I see like a Jarrett Anderson Dolan in him or something. Like one of those like small guys that just has so much fight. Tyler Witherspoon, or not Tyler, no. I'm thinking of someone else. Not like Kyler Yamamoto, because Kyler Yamamoto didn't pack as much of a punch, but I liked Matthew Ward, man. Also, Hudson Thornton still hasn't been taken. That's a big shocker. Josh Philman, though. Josh Philman has, like, the frame to be an NHL, like, bottom 6 forward. Good skater. This was a fun fact with him. The fastest reaction time in the CHL Combine. The fastest reaction time. So he's, like, an interesting player. We had him at 147, goes 166. I think that's a safe pick. 3 6s, round 6, 166. New Jersey Devils. Cursed pick. I don't know. Dustin Wolf went 39, 9, and 4. Yeah. He's good, man. Like, 7th round pick. That's why you don't count out 7th round picks. You don't. That's why we're watching the whole thing. And this is going by way faster than last year. For example, last year, rounds 2 to 7, it was a 7-hour stream. We're in round 6, and we're 2 hours and 40 minutes in. I don't know what took so long with the other one. I think because it was all online. Nolan Collins to Pittsburgh. I do not know anything about this guy. Not ranked anywhere. 153rd North American skater. Servac Petrovsky's another guy who hasn't been taken yet. Played on the U18s, I guess. I have no idea who that is, man. Tyler Witherspoon, Law Flames legend. You knew what I was going to say. I think I had the Calgary Flames just roaming around my head. I'm happy Parker Bell got taken, though, by the Flames. Speaking of the Flames, that was a good pick by them. That was a good pick. Theo Wahlberg, defenseman. That's not bad. Set to play in Dubuque next year, let's see. And it's Ohio State. Ew. Ew, Ohio. Yuck. 23 points in 46 games in the J20. Is he a first-time eligible? Yes, he is. Hey, we were alone. People did rank him. 184. Draft Pro. And he went, what was that? 167th? 168th. Okay. Coffee should have cooled down by now. Petrovsky as well. Yeah, Rodwin is still missing, man. But like I said, Rodwin could be one of those flyers. I really want to see him. We will go nuts for Rodwin if he gets taken. Got to interview Rodwin as well for school, if you guys didn't know. You know what? I'm going to... Shameless plug right now. I'm actually going to do that. Rodwin, DNCO. I'm going to find this. I'm going to copy and paste this link. I did this one for school. Whoop. Shit. How do I do this? Sign into chat. Okay, I got it. This is so confusing. Okay, here we go. I'll do this. So if you guys, that was my interview I did with Rodwin. That was my interview I did with Rodwin for school this year. It's a little cringy here and there because I have to like really stretch it to 10 minutes, but I had a good conversation with Rodwin. I had to wake up at like 5, but yeah. Matt Murray trade is imminent. Okay. No JT Miller trade. Jared Wright, Los Angeles Kings. Omaha Lancers, can't really say much. Hudson Thornton? I hope so, man. Yeah, Hudson Thornton. The fact that he hasn't been taken yet is shocking. Lots of WHL guys who have not been taken yet. The fact that Connor Fitzton got taken before guys like Matthew Ward shocks me. Jake Richard. McKean's had him at 111, so take that for what it is. McKean's always does a great job. Will Scouch is a part of their stuff right there. 48 points in 56 games for Muskegon. I did not know that. Yeah, so if you guys want to listen to that Rodwin interview. I did one with Logan Stankoven in my first year as well, and that one was fun. That one was really fun. Zuber reminds me of Cider. Honestly, I'm just looking back up at that. If so, that'd be interesting. When's Rodwin's turn? Man, I want Rodwin to... I want Rodwin to go so bad. You know what? A team like Carolina would take Rodwin. Does Minnesota have any picks left? Minnesota would as well. Minnesota has 185. Man, how many... Has Colorado drafted anyone? I don't think Colorado's picked anyone this draft. 225 is all they have? They gotta have a 6th. I actually think Colorado has not drafted anyone this draft, have they? Because they had that one, they had the last pick in, yeah, they traded to the Islanders. Colorado Avalanche are going to have one pick this draft, unless I'm missing one up here and I'm silly. Unbelievable. Jacob Vondras. Jakob Vondras, Czechia goaltender. If Betahar goes now too, that'd be awesome. You guys, like, you know what? Betahar had his flashes. I'm not going to, like, count out Betahar. I only have 7th round. Only have 7th round. What are you talking about, Ryan, when you mean you only have 7th round? for Matt Ward or something. If Betahar goes now too, then yeah, I just want Matt Ward. Matt Ward is from Kamloops. I went to high school with his older brother, who's a year younger than me. I never talked to him or anything like that, but he played for the Merritt Centennials. And then his younger brother, Sam Ward, also plays for the Merritt Centennials. The team is dog, but it's tough. What do you like about the Red Wings draft so far? The amount of Swedes. Marco Kasper was a great pick. You know, because, I mean, he played in Sweden. Detroit's had a really good draft. I mean, it's really hard for Detroit to, a lot of their off-the-board picks, they always pan out. So, like, I wouldn't say it's their best draft ever. But I trust the process on, I trust Stevie Y's eye. But Kasper is a fantastic pick. I think even if it only ends up being Kasper, that you guys, really get anything out of this draft, that's a really good pick. Dominic James, Joey Muldowney. Holy moly, absolutely killed it in high school. 97 points, 57 goals in 56 games. Dominic James was an NCAA guy. This is our first, other than Jack Hughes. Jack Devine has not been taken, now that comes to my mind. Avs, I'm so used to Twitch. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're talking about the Avs. I'm so used to Twitch where it's instant, haha, so this is delay. I think there's a tad delay. Okay. What was that? McKean's I saw 223? Yep. Drafted by the Chicago Blackhawks. 18 points in 39 games in the NCAA. He is a double overager, so they must just see something in him. University of Minnesota, so they're pretty close to him as well. I actually wanted to see this. I am shocked that Jack Devine has not been taken yet. Yeah, we had him at 49. Still not taken. 19 points in 36 games at the University of Denver as a draft-eligible player. It's his first year eligible. I'm amazed. This is actually a guy I'm happy I've remembered this guy. I can't believe he hasn't been taken yet. What? Yes! Yeah! Yeah! Let's go! Rylan! Oh, yes! Yes! Dalen Kiefler! I'm sorry, apartment complex. Dalen Kiefler! Let's go! To the Islanders? Let's go! Let's go! Fucking go, man. Did not expect that. Dalen Kiefler, what a story. Devine is going to be a steal, but mate, Dalen Kiefler, let's go. Let's go. I'm excited. Is he good? Well, he plays for the Blazers, and that was my hometown team. And he's just, it's a great story with him, a great development path. He's a double overager, nearly scored 40 goals this year. One of the best players in our playoffs. And he's an old style player. His skating obviously could use some work, but one of those guys who just plays with so much passion. He's super clutch, always on rebounds, fighting through people. Great along the boards. Decent defensively. I'm happy. All I have is a commercial. Oh my god. You're missing everything, Rylan. He went to the Islanders, and then Fabian Wagner went to Winnipeg. That's another good pick. But I'm really happy for Dalen Kiefler. That's awesome for Kiefler. That is awesome. So we have 3 Blazers. He went before Semenoff. I like that pick by the Islanders. Trust your gut. Fabian Wagner was another guy really good in the J20 this league. Another guy, a lot of people had him pretty high. I like it. I don't like it as much as Kiefler, though. Look at Elite Prospects wasn't even expecting that. They don't have his stats up there. Almost a 40-goal scorer. Yeah, Rylan, good for Kiefler. That's really good for him, man. Veit Oswald is someone I'd like to see pick. Veit Oswald. 04 German. Okay. Recruit got him up there. Really late birthday, too, August 31st. Landshut. That's where the U18s were played, too, so he was playing on home ice. That's pretty good, but the DNL U20 is just so unpredictable. You never know. Canucks are on the clock now, though. Semenoff hasn't been... Nope, no Semenoff yet. Semenoff is from Vancouver. So maybe, why would the Canucks not start taking your guys from Vancouver? Come on, Vancouver, Semenoff. I love that Dalen Kiefer got drafted. That's actually sick. Like I said, do I think Dalen Kiefer can actually like be an impact player in the HL level? No. Tomov is missing, yep. But I don't think it's being announced. I'm not going to refresh the page. I want to see it pop up on the screen that I'm watching. Dorrington. Okay. Jackson Dorrington. Fun history about Dorrington. His grandfather was the first black professional hockey player, I think. There's some history. I think it's that his grandfather was the first black professional hockey player, not NHL, but like at all, like in some league back in the day. But comes to a rich hockey family, rich hockey heritage. But I've also heard just a great shutdown guy. We've got some, like, a decent skater. Can't really get stuff going offensively, but a good shutdown guy, which may be a safe pick. And Vegas takes a good pick after that. Ben Hemmerling, a guy who has probably had a bit of a shadow casted on him playing on Everett because they're just a built team. Obviously got jumped by the Giants in the first round of the playoffs. First 8th seed team to ever beat the first seed team. But Ben Hemmerling, really shifty skater, great heads-up playmaker, like just great at getting those tight passes through, like especially in transition. Does a lot of stuff while he's skating too. He's a dynamic player. He's probably going to be one of the top scorers in the WHL in the next 2 years. Great pick for Vegas. A good guy you could probably use as like trade pieces or something like that. Really like him. Semenoff sucks? Yeah, I mean, no. I'm saying I'd like Semenoff to get drafted, but I don't think Semenoff's going to be like making it anywhere. Remember when Elite Prospects had Matthew Semenoff as a first-round pick early on in the year? Ooh. Don't always trust Elite Prospects. Everyone has an eye for something, but don't believe what anyone says. No Braden Sherman either. I like Ben Hemmerling, though. That's a good pick. George Fairdress. Yeah. He was a defenseman. He's going to Cornell next year. OJHL. He will play for Munich next year. Teammate with Lutz. Nice. You're talking about that Veit guy? We need more Slovaks. Yes, Sotek. Petrovsky. I think those are the only two that I really think are viable. William Chemitz is a big no from me. You got Maxim Sturbach next year at least, Dvorsky next year. And then the future after that just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. What the hell is that name? Some random goaltender. I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to... Buttietz. Hey, wouldn't you know, it's like the Toronto last year. Let's just take a goalie that no one has ever heard about because he's 6'4", 185, and we can build him into whatever we want. Yay! Yay! Woo! He did nothing in the MHL. He played a little bit in the VHL, but whatever, man. There. Oh, the Dallas Stars do it again. They feel bad. Yep, there you go, Rylan. I'm just gonna say it. That's a feel bad pick. Like I said earlier, if you don't know, the Kamloops Blazers owner, Tom Ghilardi, well, he's the majority owner of the Kamloops Blazers, also owns the Dallas Stars. So there's always a high chance that they take a Kamloops Blazer every draft. Logan Stankman went there, but that wasn't pity. That's because Logan Stankman was actually really good, and I think they kind of did it as a statement. Semenoff is gone, though. That's a... whatever it may be, guys. I don't think that's anything. Don't count on it. Prove me wrong, Matthew, but I don't see too much. To Dallas, yep. Jax, oh, you want to talk about an off-the-board pick? Was this your other OJHL guy you're talking about? Jackie Sparks? Yeah, here's the thing about Jack Sparks. Rydell Cotton, thank you for the sub. Get to see Yurov Slavkovsky laughing up there a little bit. Okay. 6'8", 234, right-handed defenseman, Los Angeles Kings. Will he turn into anything? I don't know. But do you draft? It's massive, man. He's massive. Played high school last year. Played with the Don Mills Flyers. He's gonna go to Michigan State, not Michigan, Michigan State. That is the what are they? The green, like the Knights, the Green Knights. I don't know their actual name, but Ryan Hofer. I don't like that pick. Wait, no, I'm thinking of someone else. I was thinking of Austin Bruce. But another double overager. This one doesn't make sense. It's Joel Hofer. I think he's related to Joel Hofer, but they don't got it here. See, like, I'd take Logan Morrison over this guy. He did play in a bit more of a depth role. I think he was their second line center. But, Luke Devlin. Is that another high school guy? Canadian high school, St. Andrews College. That is the best one. Played a couple games for the U17 team. Whatever you want to say. He's from Memphis, Tennessee. Marcel Makovic from Slovenia too. Yeah. Yeah, Spartans. Why'd I call them the Green Knights? He's 6'8". Jack Sparks is a massive man. There's no guy from talking about Lucas Buziel from I don't know who that is. Sorry. Yeah, MSU commits Spartans. There you go. Marcel Makovic from Slovenia. There's a guy next year. He's also from Slovenia. I remember seeing his name a lot earlier. St. Andrews has had a couple of guys drafted. Yes, they have. Oh, they're talking about. At the age of 16, his family moved to British Columbia. I hope they said 6 and not 16. Reed Dick. That was Boston. That's a good pick. Reed Dick's another one of those guys. Played on an absolute shit team in Swift Current. But, I think if you put Reed Dick on a team that's a bit more solidified, you'll see his numbers, like, they'll increase next year tenfold. But, like, those are... That team did not play defense. I gave you guys a tip in the CHL draft stream. Nah, Reed Dick's going to be interesting. I like that one. Landon Sim. What? Why? He must have been a depth player. That doesn't make sense to me. That's a boring pick. Like, I see the F there on Elite Prospects too, man. Like, is there some London Knights, St. Louis Blues connections I'm not aware of? Because that just seems like a... Yes! Minnesota. You guys know what you're doing. Judd Brackett, he knows what he's doing. Thank you. Servac Petrovsky. Mark that down as the 4th Slovakian taken in this draft, I think. Is that 4 or 5? That's 4, I think. That is the 4th Slovakian taken. Let's go. Or no, 5th. Because it's Slavkovsky, Nemec, Meshar, Sikora, Petrovsky. 5 Slovaks taken this year. That's a good pick. I am losing faith that more Slovaks will be drafted. Yep, no, you just got your wish, man. Servac. And he's going to a great team. I'm just waiting for the Swift Currents now. 7th round, there's going to be a lot of good flyers, I think. A lot of good flyers. Yees, yeah. Digital Gamer, just ask for more and you're going to get more. He was ranked 96 by the NHL Network. Good on them. Servac Petrovsky is an underrated two-way forward, though. Underrated two-way center. At the U20 level, like when I saw him play at the U20s, I could see he was a little bit behind. But you got to remember, he's really young, too. August 10th. Still 17. If he stays if he plays another season in the OHL, I think that would be perfect for him. and then play another year pro somewhere else unless he wants to stay in North America. He's a great player, though. Good all-around tool. We're waiting on one more Swift Current guy, though. We're waiting on one more. Waiting on one more. Josh Davies, arguably the hardest hitter. That was Elite Prospects. I think Elite Prospects literally rated him the hardest hitter in the NHL draft. And he's a little boy, but he is a mighty mouse. This guy takes no shit from nobody. Takes no shit at all. 119 pims. 119 pims. I don't know. I think it's caught up, though. Why is EP faster than the official NHL draft tracker? Elite Prospects knows they got it down, man. It also could be a little bit of delay here and there, but I don't know. Gustav Karlsson, Buffalo Sabres. I'm guessing it's an overager. No. First year eligible. Wow. This guy is falling under the radar. Take it, Arabro is nuts. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Carolina is always set to take a good pick too here. Let's see. That's a good pick for, who took that guy there? Who took that? Buffalo? That's a good pick. Martin Johnson or Casper Magnuson would be nice. Yeah, Martin Johnson should get drafted. Get a Norwegian in there. I don't think there's any Danish guys this year who can get drafted. There was that defense in Gabriel Koch. I didn't really like him, though. It's just a plain game. Have you got any relatives in Slovakia? Saw you yesterday live stream with the Slovakia hoodie. The Slovakia sweatshirt. No, I have nothing in Slovakia. I'm just a big fan of Slovak hockey. My family is all German. German and Scottish. Hidden gem there. Gustav Karlsson could be, man. 31 goals with a 6th round pick, and he's a first year eligible? Why not? Nils Juntorp. Here's another guy, first year eligible. Like, man, if you're putting up the points, this is where you just take these guys, like, at this stage. Like, if they're nearly a point per game player, just take them. Played some games in the 3rd tier as well. Got a point per game in there. That's nice. Will Marcus Almquist. I don't know. Joseph McWhorter. Thank you for the subscription. We are 3 hours now into the live stream. 79 beautiful people watching and listening right now. Who has been your guys' favorite pick from the draft? Just drop some comments right now. Like, outside of round 1. Let's say outside of round 1. Who's been your favorite pick so far? Who do you think is going to have the biggest impact out of all these 2 to 7s? I know it's a lot of players to pick from, but I know everyone's got their favorite. Everyone's got their favorite. Well, Marcus Almquist, he's Danish. I just don't think Marcus Almquist is going to... Not as a draft +1. So much of a reach. Tyler Musalek. He was the guy on the U18 team, wasn't he? Yes, he was. It's not a year for goalies, but that's not bad. I'm just happy it's not a goalie who's 6'9" and all this shit again. Florida's just extending, getting another goalie. I think Florida's goaltending is pretty safe for the time being, but you never know. It's fine. Spencer Knight's going to be a good starter, though. Outside round 1, I love the Zuber pick. Yeah, that one's fun. Lane Hutson, yeah. Lane Hutson, he still went way too low. I didn't expect him to go in the 1st round, but last pick of the 2nd round, I think or it's like 2nd or 3rd last of the 2nd round. Pathetic. I'm just happy he went to Montreal. Cole Caulfield and Lane Hutson. Gonna screw the team's average height. Team's average height in a few years is gonna be like 5'10", but then they got Juraj Slafkovsky to save that. Big boy. What the hell are you doing, Edmonton? I have no idea. A guy with 2,600 views? Miro by Caps? Yeah. I loved that pick. Yesterday, I was, like, ecstatic over that pick. Okay, it's a first-year eligible defenseman. 6'1", 187. Edmonton Oilers? Okay, I don't know what Ray is going to have to say. Yeah, Miro, but it's just a great story with Miro. This guy played a lot of the VHL. I mean, any guy who plays their draft eligible season for a majority in the VHL, which is like the 2nd-tier league in Russia, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I can't tell you anything about him because I don't watch Russian hockey, but why not? Why not? That was the 190th. So now Tampa, or New York, Tampa, Colorado. Okay, Colorado's got a 6th-round pick. Colorado's first pick. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to go AJHL again? Carlos Mezergs, underrated goalie, by the way. Okay. The most talented German demon will be in the 2024. Okay. Better than Cider? Just checking a bunch of phone stuff there. Got some updates. Ooh, who's that there? Connor Kurth. Holy heavy. 5'11", 214. Guy's got to be built like a fire hydrant. Body's a rock. 81 points in 62 games. So that's not a bad pick to take. Wait. What was Zachary Karpa? Did I miss a pick there? Oh, I did. Okay. Karpa, Kurth. Here's another. Why? The Rangers just keep taking guys that no one knows about. Like, it's just some what am I going to say? I don't know. No one's drafting. Like, no one's scouting these guys on Twitter. No one's been like, oh, keep an eye on Zachary Karpa. I don't like New York's draft. I think New York's drafted pretty shitty, honestly. I don't like that. I don't like that pick. Now, Colorado with the big pick. Christopher Romaine from the Milton Academy. 22 points in 19 games. We had him at Draft Pro, apparently. Probably work from Andrew. 22 points in 18 games. Is he a defender? He is. Right-handed. I'll never say anything against Colorado. No, not better than Cider, but 1 is close, and 3 and 4 will be late-round picks. Okay. So who should the Red Wings target in free agency? I'm not the guy to ask for that. I'm not like a big free agency guy. Look at Ty Nelson, just muck a Rubin or something with that blue hat. What a menace. I don't know who they should target. Philip Forsberg, Vladimir Tarasenko. We'll see. I don't know anything about that Christopher Romaine guy. Why do I call him Christoph? So we got one more round, guys. One more round. That's fine. Whoa. Montreal's on the clock. First round pick. First pick in the 7th round. Petteri Nurmi, a guy who's played he played the entire season in the league. He's a +2. Oh yeah, the fans are going nuts for that one. Is he a big... What can I tell you? Wait, Belarusian players? I don't think there's any... There hasn't been a Belarusian yet. No Belarusians, as you can see. None. Nada. I'm amazed this many Russians have been taken, though. I thought there would be less. San Jose. Oh! Wow! I watched this guy in the playoffs in the BCHL with Victoria because he plays with Matt Wood. And Jesse Adamson, communications manager of the BCHL when I was doing my internship, telling me, apparently this guy's supposed to get drafted. And I remember watching, I'm like, okay, he's not that bad. He's a big dude. He's like 6'5". 6'5", 220, so he's massive. I wouldn't have ranked him anywhere, but I am happy to see another BCHL guy go. And it's funny because this is a guy who was unranked, obviously, by everyone. And there were so many other guys they had ranked that never went, but Eli Barnett ends up going. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Kyle Jackson to Seattle, North Bay Battalion. I think he's an overager. Yeah. +1. Craig Button, why? Craig Button just like, oh, he's just snorting stuff sometimes. 77 for some random overager. Jordan, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the crowd. Thank you. Thanks for this great stream all day. No problem. No problem. Did this last year. I'm just happy this one isn't going to push 7 hours. Last year, because it was done all online, I think the draft naturally took a lot longer. It took 7 hours last year. This year, we're at 3 hours and basically 10 minutes. And we're literally just starting the 7th round. That's awesome. But no, thank you for the subscription. Santeri Sulku. 6'4", 194. Couple rankings here and there. I'm still hoping for some off the boards. Like Alex Sotek. Hudson Thornton still hasn't been taken. That one is shocking. I'm probably going to have to go to... Okay. One more time I got to go to the bathroom, guys. I'm sorry. I've had a lot of liquids. I like that one. I like that one. Artyom Barabosha. That's one of the few Russian players I can tell you about because with Draft Pro, he was featured in our Hidden Gems. Thank you to Alex Taxman. He really liked him. He's it may not look like it, but one of those transitional guys he's got some wheels for a guy his size. He's not bad. Right-hand defenseman, New Jersey. They like their Russian defenders, you know. Shakir Mahamadulin, everyone's favorite first-round pick. It's not bad. Riku Tohila. I just completely butchered that name. Some random forward. First year eligible. No one even knew who he was. Only 5,600 views. Who did he play for? He played for JYP. Part of that great JYP U20 team. You know what? Probably, you know, Chicago when they were watching guys like Kemel, watching guys like Lambert when he was still on that team. Probably just, you know, someone that just caught someone's eye and they're like, you know what? Let's give this guy a shot. 6'5", 190. That's definitely why. He's a big boy. Chicago Blackhawks like their size. They took Tage Harding last year, another 6'8" defender in the 3rd round of all things, and he was an overager. How is Jack Devine still on the board? Jack Devine, I have no idea. Jack Devine may be one of like the biggest shockers right now, I think in general. Kind of like Peter Reynolds last year. That was the bad one. Jackson Edward. Like, are you kidding me? You're going to take this guy over a guy like Hudson Thornton. What does this guy provide? What does he provide? That's not big. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trying to sound like Boston's not having a good draft either. What does that provide? Hudson Thornton has the potential to give you so much. Jack Devine has the potential to give you so much. Take guys with projections to be top 4 and top 6 players at this point. Stop playing it safe, quote unquote safe, with these guys who are just meaningless. I understand the guys like Rico Tohila, like he's 6'5", but guys like when you're taking like random overagers, take like even Eli Barnett. Like I'm sorry, like take guys with potential to be up there. Like, okay. Another Muskegon guy. 6'2", 190, 216 on McKean's. I'm getting frustrated. Mate, I have no clue who these Finns are. No. And I'm sorry, people who go like, oh yeah, this, like, I don't believe them. I swear to God. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. I think we're going to let it like sit there. We're going to let it sit for a little bit. I'm not going to check. I'll keep an eye on it on like the stream I got going below me. But Let's just do this. Let's go total points just so we can see guys who have not been taken yet. Zach Bookman, that's another guy. Like Zach Bookman, Logan Morrison, Theo Rochette. You're talking about overagers that actually did something. Look at these guys. I'm just going through all these. James Hardy, he got screwed last year. Who did Del Bel Blues go to again? He went to Columbus. Betterhart would be a great fit for Boston. He probably would. Here's another one. Like, if you were to take a guy with top 6 potential, Josh Nadeau, I really like. Tyson Dick was another BCHL guy. I would have taken those guys way before Eli Barnett. See, and now just some random Swedish guy, Joel Ratkovich Bernston, like Gabe Clausen, Marcus Nguyen still hasn't been taken. Marcus Vidacek has not been taken. Took Lane Hutson a million years. I wouldn't take Seed off. Bowden Singleton. Matt Ward has still not been taken. Justin Cote has not been taken. He had a bad end of the year, though. Braden Sherman has not been taken. I'm just going through all these. Here's the guy that just got drafted. He is a point per game player. Is he a overager, though? No, he's another. Like, okay, these ones I don't mind. These ones I do not mind because these are point per game players in the J20. But there are so many guys like this in the CHL too that I watch all the time. Take Luca Auer for fuck's sakes. I don't care. I think that'd be hilarious. Okay, another underrated Swede. Okay. Bo Jelsma has not been taken. That's another big one. Dominic Ryman hasn't been taken. Ryan Abraham hasn't been taken. There's our guy right here. Fucking, if Hudson Thorne doesn't get taken, I'm going to throw a fit. Panofimis hasn't been taken. That's actually a shocker. I'm amazed Panofimis hasn't been taken. Okay, Trevor Wong's not getting taken. I'm sorry. Sturge won't get taken. Duda got taken, right? Yeah. He was second rounder. Yeah. Ooh, Pelavin. I just saw Pelavin. Okay, Nemesnikov is nothing. Casper Lundell has not been taken. That's one that just came to my head. Nick Svanenko has not been taken. Kirill Kudryatsev has not been taken. Kudryatsev has not been taken. Wait, Zhlinka? Yeah! There's one I wanted. Adam Zhlinka. And Pelavin. That's good. Okay, Zhlinka. Unfortunate season. Tore his ACL in the USHL. He tore his ACL, and that was tough. Like, that's a tough one to come back from. But the fact that Arizona took the chance with a 7th-round pick on him shows that there is still some promise with him there. Arizona has had a good draft. I still don't really like the Geeky pick. I think you could have gotten a player a lot better than Connor Geeky, but it is what it is. Logan Cooley is going to be your franchise guy, along with Dylan Gunther. That's going to be disgusting in a few years. Shlinka, my boy. Yeah, Shlinka, like I said, tore his ACL, so that was a tough one. It's going to be interesting to see if he can come back from that. But, like, yeah, we had him right there, 186. I love the guy. Love Adam Shlinka. Hold on. Annoying ad had a song on it. Yeah, I like that pick. If he can come back from his injury and really prove it, okay, thank you. Here, we're starting to get some good picks here. Tyson Dick. I will tell you this. Tyson Dick was another player I was supposed to have an interview with at the end of my BCHL internship. It never worked out because we had to, he was out in Boston. I went back home for a little bit too, so I didn't have time to do it. But Tyson Dick, like, during his entire time, this is something this is his grammar. When I was texting him, this kid knows how to properly put his thoughts into words. This is such a silly thing to talk about, but it's something I notice. I like it when a player has a head on their shoulders and they're not a dumbass. Tyson Dick is a really smart kid. He's a really wise kid, really polite, great manners,
You know, like I was telling him the whole thing too. Like he felt bad that he wasn't able to get the interview done with me, but really just standout kid. Happy he got taken by Ottawa there. Had a great season in Cranbrook. I wouldn't say he's an insane skater, but offensive awareness wise, stick handling wise, shooting wise, finishing wise, just a smart player. Committed to play in UMass. That was the other reason why he wasn't able to get the interview done with me, was because he was too busy trying to get commitments. But over to UMass, probably will play another year with Cranbrook out there, Cranbrook Bucks. Beautiful, beautiful city, Cranbrook. That's where the Kootenay Ice used to play. Dominic DeVenchelis. Or DeVenchis? North Bay Battalion goalie. Winnipeg Jets looking for a little bit of a flyer there. He played a lot of games actually. Had a tough playoffs, but 6'2", 183. I like it. I'm not going to say anything bad about that. Yes! Good pick, Vancouver. Very good pick. Kudryatsayev. If you were not there, we finally, thank you for getting drafted, Kudryatsayev. That's a good pick for them. He reminds me like a lot about, like I remember watching him in the U18. Was it U18s? I saw clips of this guy somewhere, and he's a pretty mobile defenseman. I can't believe he went in the 7th round though. Elite Prospects had him at 104. Craig Button had him at 86. We had him at 145. Recruit 120. I think we got a little bit of a snag in this pick. I think he kind of slipped. People kind of forgot about him. I mean, obviously the Russian factor, but this one is not one where like the Russian factor really exists because he played in Sioux. Zach Bookman could be good. Yeah, I'm hoping Zach Bookman gets picked. Like he proved to be really good. Him and Boston Buckberger. Buckberger didn't really put up the same numbers, but a really, really strong defender. Who's that? Abram Weeb. Chilliwack Chiefs. What? Just a random BCHL pick right there. Random one. Okay. Interesting. I watched this guy play in the playoffs against Coquitlam. I don't remember him because obviously I did not have my eyes set on this guy. Interesting. Good for him. Is he a right-handed guy? No, left-handed. 6'3". Interesting. Has a bubble. Take it for what it is. Benjamin Strinden. So I love how out of the 3 guys who went, or those 4 guys in the BCHL, 3 BCHL players in the 7th round. That's interesting. More like Abram Dweeb, am I right? One of my profs, last name is Weeb. Call him Weeby. Tyson Dick got picked by Ottawa. Yep. Lots of BCHL picks in the last year. I know my former prof from BCIT, Brian Weeb, is loving this right now if he's tuned in. All these BCHL players, oh, you know he's loving it. And Jesse Adamson too, manager of communications, my boss during my internship. You got to know they're loving this right now. And it's good for the league. The BCHL is not a bad league by any means. Like, a lot of great players in that league. Matt Wood's going to be a great first-round pick next year. It's a really competitive league. I'm happy to see people like Brandon takes about moves. Sorry for the little tongue twister name there, but thank you for the subscription. UND commit. That Strinden guy, or okay. Nashville Predators. That's not a bad pick. He is a draft +2, but you never know. Linus Joden. Okay, I listened to the pronunciation. It's Chodin. So that S is a silent. It's a silent S. 6', 168. Late 02, so he's a +1. That's a pretty good season in the SHL as a +1. I'm not going to count that guy out. That's not bad. Hjoden, wow, that's a nice pick. Okay. Brendan Alley, I've heard this name for a while. Another U.S. high school guy, but played for Lincoln, it looks like a little bit. Played a few games with Lincoln, played a few games with the U18s, played at the Avon Old Farm School, though. It's not bad. As they said, they're the first name in alphabetical order of this draft, I'm pretty sure. Attaboy. Another NCAA guy, David Gucci. Okay, this guy was actually on lists, though. This guy was actually on list. 57th ranked North American skater. I cannot tell you a lot about him, but this was the guy. There were some other guys who were at the NCAA who were not ranked that got taken. But then there's this guy, and Jack Devine has still not been taken. Jack Devine is still not taken. How many more picks left? It's 213. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 picks left, Ray. 12 picks left. Edmonton has one of them. Do they take a flyer on Matt Ward? I really like that Kudryatsev. I can never say. I'm so bad with Russian names. Yep, 12 picks left. Not bad. Pittsburgh. Who are you going to take next? This is awesome. I'm loving this draft right now. Although I'm tense here because if Jack Devine does not get taken, that's a bad one. That's a really bad one if that guy slips through. How do you put up those numbers? I understand University of Denver was a good team. But I was told by Alex Taxman, because he works with the University of Denver, and he's like really close with their players. He's the real deal as a two-way guy. He may not be an offensive producer, but like at the end of the NCAA season and like the Frozen Four and stuff like that, apparently he was like really good. Had an assist in the final game of the year there. Or that wasn't the final game. This was the final game. That was the one where they won the championship. But apparently he had a really good end to the season. So I'm concerned there. I really hope that guy gets taken. Pittsburgh taking their sweet-ass time as well. It's a 7th-round pick. Oilers should take Devine. Yeah, why not? Yeah, Murray's still not traded either. Something tells me it's going to be a free agent trade. Same thing with Miller. I want Miller to get traded. I wish we could have done it here for draft picks, but maybe some future ones, some 2023s. Hope a team does shit. Liam Armsby. Okay. See, I'd take a Bo Jelsma. If we're talking OHL guys, like with like the same kind of like style, I would have taken Bo Jelsma. Interesting, Pittsburgh. Interesting. I usually rip on how they draft, and I don't think it's because of their drafting's good, and that's why they still like compete. I think it's just because you got such a solid core of players that you can put players around that just make everyone better. Wait, no, that was... Okay, wait. It got traded to Florida? It must have got traded to Florida. Okay, never mind. It's not Pittsburgh. Traded to Florida. Talking all that shit about Pittsburgh. It wasn't even their pick. I still don't... It's not a bad... I don't like that pick. Yeah, like Rodwin as well. Come on. I'm hoping... Does Minnesota still have one? No, they don't. Carolina does. Florida's got another one unless they traded down for one of those. Tampa Bay's got two. Tampa Bay's got two of them. Colorado's got the last one. Toronto's got one. Oh, man. Rodwin. I just want Rodwin, man. Rodwin, Hudson Thornton, Jack Devine, Matthew Ward. I hope one of those four at least get taken. But I would like all of them to be taken, obviously. Because they should be. If Matthew Ward does not get taken, that's a crime. Hudson Thornton not being taken would be a crime as well. Oh my god, they're going to go to ads? Really? Oh my god. Forget about Devine, I want Rodwin. Yeah. Let's just, come on, get Rodwin in here, man. Like, I think Panofimis is another one too. No one from Niagara. But Rodwin, man, like, Puck Authority had him at 90. Elite Prospects had him at 87. Like, there is upside with Rodwin. Like, fuck. That's on a bad team. Rodwin's a big kid. He can stick handle. He can move. He's really raw at this point. Man, and he's staying around for another season in Niagara. He's probably going to be wearing an A on that team. If he's not drafted this year, easily a guy who's going to be looked at next year. Heavily. I don't know why you wouldn't want a guy who's that big who can stick handle the way he can. Still, oh my god, man. So who do we got left here? We got Is it Boston we're waiting on? I think it's Boston. Okay, Boston, Montreal, San Jose, Toronto, Calgary, Carolina, Florida, Edmonton, Tampa, Colorado. Oh. Ultra Jack, thank you for the subscription. As the LA Kings draft some rando again. Yes. Let's draft a guy who's played 2 games in the OHL over the last 2 seasons. Gretzky, Pardo, Niagara. Did you see the penalty shot goal he scored? I didn't see the penalty shot. I saw the shootout goal he scored, but... What is this? What is this? Why? Why would you do this? What a fucking waste. I mean, he's 6'7", 229, yes, but fuck, he doesn't play. I don't care. That's annoying. And you knew it was going to happen, a QMJHL guy. And it's, isn't that, Andre Tourigny's kid, or, no. Okay. 5'8", 172. Like, see, that's fine, but he is a +2. I don't even know anymore, man. That's a funny pick. Shootout. Yeah. That was actually, like, one of the first things he did in the season. Like, I love that. Like, a big guy with soft hands. Someone take it. This one's dumb, though. I don't care that he's that big, man. Draft someone who actually plays. That bugs me. Just because there's so many other better guys available. Holy moly. A U18 AAA guy again. 102 points, 57 North Star Christian Academy. Played 2 games in Youngstown, and once again, it's like, whatever. I'm not gonna bash that pick. I'm like, that Caleb, I don't get that, man. He's not 6'7" if he doesn't play. No, like, whatever. If he doesn't play, you may as well just start drafting players from the NBA. Draft Taco Fall. He's 7'7". Hasn't played this year either in hockey. Hasn't even put on skates. And what was he? I'm sorry, was he a London Knight? What was he? Because if he was a London Knight, that's even more bullshit. Owen Sound, okay. I'm happy Schlinka got taken at least. That's a guy who deserved to get a chance to get taken. Like, look at this. It's like, oh, we're gonna take him because he's 6'7". He's a big boy. God damn it. What the fuck? There are several players who smoke. Yeah. Like, people who are actually skilled at hockey. Like, no offense. You guys basically could throw them in a house league and they wouldn't even be the best player. I wish I was 6'7". I could just get drafted. Just unbelievable. Like, how can you be like someone like Jack Devine, who's like played his entire draft eligible season on the 3rd and 4th line in the NCAA, and they're just gonna draft a guy who played 2 games because he's 6'7" in the OHL. I'm upset. Quoting Drake, I'm upset. And there's 2 games early on in the year, I guess. What a joke. What? Why does it say Columbus Blue Jackets there for this guy? What'd this guy do? Training camp roster? That doesn't mean he's going to them. That's not confirmed. I mean... I'd take Marcus Nguyen over Lisowski. Lisowski's a good shooter. Good positionally. But he's very small. He doesn't use... Like, he's not a guy... He's not really... I remember when I watched him, he wasn't the fastest. Yeah, imagine getting passed on a guy who didn't play just because he's big. Yeah, I don't know if it was an injury, but still, like, there are better guys available. I'm happy Lisowski. I like whenever a WHL guy gets taken. I would have taken Ward over Lisowski. It's like, that's not a bad pick. Guarantee you this guy, if he stays healthy, scores 40 next year. He's just a great positional and, like, hockey IQ scorer. Not a bad pick, but not the best.
Hudson Thornton not going right now is are you fucking really? Really? Another BCHL player, Cade Littler, going to the Calgary Flames. He's 6'3", 201. He's a big kid. I actually had the chance to interview him. He said he models his game after like Mark Stone and all that. His dad is the manager of the Wenatchee Wild, so that's why he came over here after playing all this time over here. He's big and he can score. I just don't think he can move. Alexis Gendron. Another, okay. McKean's had him at 71. Smott had him at 86. I hope Colorado picks you at the last pick, please. I got my jersey back here. You know, like Langley Hawks, ASHL champions last season. I was one of the top scorers. Watch Caleb Lawrence absolutely obliterate the league next year and we all look like fools. Yeah, you know what? Like, I think it just bugs me because he hasn't played and you just know he's getting drafted off of pure size alone. Fights Oswald had the most points in the DNL at 20 as a 17-year-old. Apparently not impressive as height. Nope. Divine? Wait, Divine get taken? Divine get taken? Finally! Thank you! Who was it? Florida. Smarty. Thank you. That would have been an absolute crime if he didn't go. That would have been an absolute crime if he didn't go. He's going with the 5th last pick. A guy who was a projected first round, like late first round pick at the beginning of the year, went 5th to last. Panthers steal. Yep, big Panthers steal. Now we need Rodwin, Matthew Ward, and Hudson Thornton. And Marcus Nguyen. That's my final 4. That's my final 4. Jack Devine, yep. They must have been tuning into the stream. So I got 4 guys left, and they all need to get drafted. Marcus Nguyen, Hudson Thornton, Matthew Ward, and Rodwin Dionizio. Buddy can't say Coquitlam, haha. Coquitlam. Oilers now. Come on, Oilers. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. Why? Oh, Ray, I'm sorry if you're still in here, man. Ew. And you know, okay, Tampa should pick someone good. We got 3 more picks. Tampa's got 2 of them, and Colorado's got the last one. No, never even heard of this man. It's some random 20-year-old. I don't know what Edmonton's doing, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Some random Miranda defenseman. I don't know, guys. No Marcus Nguyen or Kenta Isagai. We love Isagai, but you know he's not getting drafted. Fucking, and of course Jack Devine goes right before like right before the Oilers selection too. Ouch. I understand that guy played NCAA, but come on, he's a 20-year-old, man. Never proved himself in Finland. Yeah, look at Jack Devine. Look at that blonde flow. Look at that. We got blonde flow. Come on. Marcus Nguyen. Matthew Ward. Hudson Thornton. Man, like, I'm going to have a video, like, fucking on Hudson Thornton now. Zimmerman is better than Munzenberger. Oilers trade for the last pick to take Rodwin, please. What? Some random Latvian. Klaus Weinbergs. What? Wow. Okay. Okay, is he a first? He's a +1. Did really good in Latvia when he came back, though.
How many views does this guy have? 6,000, basically 7. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know. Come on. Hey! With the final pick, we got our one Belarusian, Ivan Zhigolov. Well, guys, Weinberg's is good. Okay. No Rodwin, no Hudson Thornton. I think no Hudson Thornton is my biggest shock. If it wasn't, if Divine didn't get taken, it would have been Divine that was my biggest shock. But no Hudson Thornton. That one really shocks me. Look, let's just look back at here. There were some cool stabs in the 7th round here. Like, I'm happy Tyson Dick got taken. I'm happy got Eli Barnett, even though I don't think it matters. Artyom Barabosha. Canucks got a good one in Kudryatsev, or however the fuck you say it. I'm sorry. Jack Devine was a good 7th round pick. Josh Davies. No Matthew Ward either. Rodwin snubbed. Matthew Ward snubbed. Marcus Nguyen snubbed. Hudson Thornton snubbed. Wow. Just all these random stabs at like all these like Parker Bell got taken. I'm happy Parker Bell got taken. I'm happy Sandusville Manis got taken. Grudenine went way too late. Ty Young should be good in the future. Graham Swart, I'm happy he got selected. Jorian Donovan, Connor Fitzton. Like the fact that Connor Fitzton went before Matt Ward. Why am I saying before? Went instead of Matt Ward. Oilers had a terrible draft. I know they didn't have many selections, but I think they bobbled it, honestly. Watch Ivanov turn into like another Bobrovsky. It's too bad he's short. But I think the whole thing, like, stop ripping on short attendees. Just because attendees short doesn't mean they're bad. Josh Film. Like, man. It's picks like this. I'll always go back to this guy. New York, in my opinion, had the worst draft. Between the Oilers and the Rangers, but the Rangers got Sikora. The Rangers at least got Sikora. Oilers got nothing. Reed Schaefer, whatever. I like Reed Schaefer. Yeah, Colorado wins the draft. Colorado wins the draft. And you know what? I think because Devine was at the University of Denver, if he was still there, I think Colorado would have taken him with the last pick. But I'm amazed Colorado didn't take him with this pick. They'd rather take this random high schooler. Whatever that may be. But it's done. And done in half the time as last year. The Kassian trade was... I think the Kassian trade, like, they had to free up space. They probably are going to... They're going to go after someone. But it confuses me that they gave up a 2025 second. I don't think they had to do that. Maybe a 2025, like, third or fourth, but not a second. You have no idea what that can be. Rangers draft was better than the Oilers, but they also had a bit more picks. But I don't like the style that the Rangers did. It makes no sense to me. Habs had a really good draft. I'd put them amongst the top. Vancouver's was all right. There's a lot of high end. There's a lot of guys that have like high end potential in there. Bo Pitt. San Jose had a pretty good draft. Anaheim had a pretty good draft. Ottawa had a good draft. Carolina always has a good draft. Seattle may have had the best draft. Winnipeg had a good draft. Columbus always has a good draft. Toronto actually did pretty good. I'll give it to them. Arizona, except for the geeky trade, I think had a good draft. Chicago had a good draft. Minnesota always has a good draft. Tampa Bay, for what they had, they got some good players. Washington had a really good one. I think Islanders did all right. They had a couple of stabs. Like Quinn Finley shouldn't have gone that high, but they had a decent draft. Flyers, pretty good. Duda, Lutz, Zuber, Zlinka. Yep, Arizona was... I love that. Islanders did pretty good, too. Dallas had an underrated draft, too. It's just sad that they took the Semenov pick. That was their last pick, too. You know, it's just a pity pick, and I feel bad for Semenov, but he's not that good. put anyone alongside Stankman and they're going to do better than that. Especially as a third-year player. Carolina, yeah. Carolina, always good. Lots of Russians, though. 4 Russians for them. Pelavin, Grundanin, a lot of guys, like Forsmark shouldn't have slipped that far. Cruz Lucius, if he was healthy, would have gone a lot higher. Trikazov, Russian factor, could have gone a bit higher, but us at Draft Pro, we actually kind of got it spot on. We had it 66. We had him as the lowest end. Yeah, Bob McKenzie had him 57. Yeah. Detroit's was good. It was a bit more like, I trust the Stevie Y process, but Marco Kasper makes up for it. Marco Kasper, love that guy to bits. Anaheim's is underrated. I think you're going to come back and look at the Anaheim Ducks and look at this draft, and you're not going to have any studs from Anaheim, I don't think, in this draft. But Mintyukov, Warren, Leno, those are some solid defensemen I think are all going to be a part of your system within the next 3-4 years, especially Mintyukov. And then Gaucher, once again, foundational, like I said. I don't think any of these guys, I think the guy who has the best chance of being like an actual like star would be Mintyukov. But I see Mintyukov as a top 4. Noah Warren and Leno could also be top 4, or top 6 at least. Gaucher could be your 3rd, 4th line center. Benjamin King is a wild card. Fitzon's a wild card. And I don't know about the other 2, but Dallas had to draft D-men, and they got them. They are set at forward. Oh, yeah, they're set at forward. You had 3 of the best forwards in the CHL. Because now Dallas has Bixell. That's your solid man. You got Kyrou, who's your offensive gem. You got this wild card in Figueres. I can't say his name. Gavin White is another wild card. Maxim Maryov, I have no idea. And then Semenov is just your for fun pick. Nope. Lots of good players. And like I said, there's so many people who ended up going, it's like, oh, this draft isn't that good. Shut up. This is a good draft. Just because it's not top heavy, just because there's no Connor Bedard's, because there's no Matvei Mishkovs, because there's no Macklin Chalabrinis, because there's no Aaron Kivihayus, doesn't mean it's a bad draft. People are they're obsessed with just the stardom. Obsessed with the stardom. No Nick Svanenko either. Yep. Anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I had a lot of fun. I'm gonna have a little nap now. Expect videos in the future, though, guys. Like, seriously, everything with the Uri Slafkovsky video lately, even the one back then, like, during the Olympics, I could not have ever expected that to breach 100K views. That's insane. The latest one, over 20,000. Like, absolutely insane, guys. Seriously. Could have never envisioned myself making videos like that, getting that much attention. It's all because of you guys. You guys make it possible. You guys make it possible. Like, I'm so sorry for, like, everything over the last year with, like, me being busy with school, but I have other goals that, like, go beyond YouTube, obviously. But thank you guys all so much for tuning in. For those who did donate, thank you. I will probably give an update on YouTube and on Twitter about how much we actually raised after I matched everything, and then obviously all the revenue made from the streams from today and yesterday, because that's all going there too, and I will match that naturally as well, because I'm just going to be that's like YouTube's donation. So I think it might be around like, $200 or something like that, but that's just I think I'm just thinking that right now, but stream, not dream. Oh, great tree. That's what you meant. Wait, did I say something wrong? No, thank you, Mr. Shark. Always sticking in here. You've been an absolute trooper as of late. An absolute trooper. Go get your rest, too. You need some. But everyone who is here today, like, seriously, thank you so much. Thank you for all the new subscribers that popped by. I'm happy you were able to find something. Hopefully you learned something. Obviously, we learned a lot. Every single one of us here. Yeah. Absolutely awesome. More videos coming soon. I got a pretty cool, I don't want to say theoretical video, but it's apparently something that might happen over the next few weeks here regarding the WHL. That's all I'm going to give you. And it has to do with the Kamloops Blazers, Regina Pats, and Seattle Thunderbirds.